Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your announcer, Quentin the Stutterer. That's Quentin the Stutterer. Welcome to Howard Stern, Zenko J, and Underpants Party. Starring Howard Stern. Also starring Robin Quivers and a colossal cast of sizzling stars and dazzling deviants. They're all here live. But enough from me, Quentin the Stutterer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hot, horny, big and bulging, male and meaty, large and lusty Howard Stern.
So, those are them. And if anybody wrote those down, could you send them to me? Because I forget what they are. All right, we got to take a break as we do every morning. We like to start off with a break because we know you enjoy that. And then we'll come back and tell you everything that's going on. Right after these words.
We'll return to the Howard Stern Show after these messages. 97.1 The Eagle.
6:18 at The Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. It's 6:23 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN. You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Trippy. All right.
Well, why'd you stop?
Because I didn't want you to throw up. I was doing a little striptease for Robin. But I didn't want you puking on the microphone. Yeah.
Have more faith in yourself. Go for it.
I've looked better. After being sick for like 2 weeks, like, you know, my whole diet went out the window, and I just eat like lots of bagels and fattening food and stuff with mayonnaise.
It's taking its toll.
Yeah, and then, you know, because you don't care about how you look when you're sick. You just want to feel better.
Don't you often tell yourself, I need just to eat and I don't need to worry about it right now because I'm fighting a cold?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. I just say, hey, forget about it. I got to get better here. I owe it to the people I work with, the people I work for, and the audience. I went to bed again last night, 6:30. I was asleep by 7.
What time do you wake up going to bed that early?
Now I'm setting my clock for 10 of 5. I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can, so I'll get rid of this chest thing I've got. And it doesn't seem, no matter how early I go to bed, I sleep right up till 10 of 5. I can go to bed at like 4 in the afternoon and I sleep till 10 of 5.
There.
Yeah, so, I mean, how much sleep do I need? What am I, a baby? I'm 41 years old. I'm only supposed to need like 5 hours tops. I know with me everything's psychological and mental. Like I'm just so mentally exhausted that I would sleep 24 hours a day. That's my problem.
Now, does this get better on vacation?
No, gets worse. Gets worse. No reason for me to be on vacation. I still look forward to vacation. I don't really like going on vacation anymore because, really, what do? I sit at home.
You have no joys.
And I don't want to go anywhere.
You don't think of other places as being exciting? There's nothing in the world you want to see?
No. And I don't, and I don't need to go somewhere and pack a bunch of bags and have my wife nag me for a week, about, the bags go over here, unpack now, I don't want to do this, and I want to do that. Who needs that? Send me on vacation by myself, I'll be fine. Let me pick someplace and I'll just sit there. And nobody bothering me. The most fun I've had is being sick and just laying in bed and nobody bothering me. That was the most fun I've had in a while.
See, that would be a bad psychological trap to fall into, thinking that the only time you could get what you really want
is when you're sick. Yeah, everyone leaves me alone. I lay in bed. I feel good.
What do you think this is? I mean, you chose this life. I really come up against this wall here.
No, I know what it is.
I wonder how you got into this and why you complain about it.
I know what it is. Getting famous ruined me. When you see all those chicks that want to have sex with me every day and, you read about, like, Sylvester Stallone goes through magazines and picks out models. And Sylvester Stallone doesn't bother me so much because at least he's a good-looking guy. You know, he's decent looking.
Yeah,
you can make an argument that he's handsome. You know, I can see why a woman, he's rich and he's handsome.
But when he was poor, he didn't have all that.
No, he didn't have anything. But, you know, the idea that I could be doing that, maybe not getting models, but at least, you know, strippers.
Or you could get some models.
Yeah, maybe I could get some low-level models. You know what I mean?
You know, just the runway girls maybe, you know, those Barbizon girls.
Yeah, and then I tune in the Academy Awards and Patty Smythe's up there singing, and she's in a gown, then I read in the paper that her gown almost slipped off because it was so flimsy, and then I'm going, I could have had sex with her. I could have had a date with her. I could have had sex with her. I could have been her boyfriend for a while. She was into me. So it ruined my whole life. It ruined me. It ruined my life. Thanks a lot. You can't walk around knowing that stuff. I'm telling you.
Well, what are you going to do? Is there no solution to this problem?
No. There's a solution.
Oh, you.
No, but I love my wife. I mean, I don't want to give you the impression that I don't. I really do. I mean, I really do.
I don't see how. See, it doesn't make sense to me. How could you be having these problems if you are in love with your wife?
It just pisses me off that I could be having.
You love your wife, you just hate the situation.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. It's hard to describe, and I
don't understand. I can't comprehend it.
See, in life, there's really nothing guys want more. I mean, you know, you can talk, like, what does a guy want out of life? Because we're just animals. I mean, so are women, but I mean, we're animals. and what our basic drive is to have sex. And our basic fantasy is to have sex with really great-looking young girls. And I could get it. And it drives me crazy. It's like something that I could have. It's obtainable.
Let me ask you another thing here. Because I know there are some men who decide to be more mature about things. And they say, you know what? I'm going to give up on that thought. I'm going to stop thinking about girls and go on to something else.
Yeah, I know. But there's nothing else to go on to. I want to go on to something else.
Cure cancer.
Yeah, well, I do this. That's why I'm here every morning. I'm here. You know, it's very difficult. Very difficult. Very difficult. It ruined my life.
To the point that you don't enjoy anything anymore.
Right. There's nothing I enjoy. I don't enjoy a thing. I don't. I just don't.
So you spend the rest of the day pretending?
I've always pretended. I spend the rest of the day miserable. I'm miserable right now.
Well, at least you're expressing it now.
Right.
But you can't go home and say, I'm miserable.
Oh, sure I do.
No, but you don't say why.
No. I can tell you. I can tell everyone else.
Then you'd be more miserable.
Yeah, then I'd be more miserable because my wife would drop an anvil on my head. I'm just working through it. That's all. You see, I have commitment to marriage and life and, you know, and this kind of thing. My children.
So this is part of your commitment to struggle with this.
Struggle through. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's like a priest. He sees young boys every day. He knows he can get them. And some of them resist.
Okay. One or two.
That's one of the worst things for a priest. Imagine all those young hairless boys.
Just standing there?
Yeah, just standing there waiting for guidance. And they're so naive and stupid. You could have any one of them. Some priests resist. Drives them crazy. Most of them get prostate cancer. And they die an early death. But that's, you know, that's the way it works.
That's discipline.
Yeah, that's discipline.
So you're going to make the long haul, you think?
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe my next life will be better because of this. But you know what? Here's the ultimate goof. There is no next life. And I'm a jerk. I'm so stupid.
Wait a minute. I don't think so.
Nah.
Because you can't have it all. You cannot.
You know what'll be funny? I'll die. I'll be laying in the box. I'll go, oh, I can't wait for the next life. Oh, I can't wait for my next life. And I'll be laying there. It'll be 150 years. I'm still laying there going, where's the next life?
No. You won't be laying there saying anything.
My luck, I will. I'll go, wait a second. How's this? Where is it? Where's my next life? I'm going to be Sylvester Stallone in my next life.
Well, he's laying in a box, too. You got it.
Yeah. Well, look at Sylvester Stallone. As soon as Rocky came out, he dumped Sasha and his 2 kids.
Yes, but you're saying that it would be more valuable to you to remain with this woman who loves you.
That's right. Because you never know. You never know.
And you cannot have it all. You can't have it both ways.
No, you can't. You cannot. So that's my torture in life. I can't have my wife and kids and a couple of chippies. You know, for some reason I just can't. A lot of guys can.
No, they can't. They don't have the kind of relationship you have.
Yeah.
Oh,
lucky them. So, there it is.
I'm not going to talk about this anymore.
Oops.
It confuses me.
There it is. It confuses me, too, so don't even bring it up. Are you done with your questions?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Neither do I, believe me. I'd love to get onto something else. But I think guys could understand the dilemma. Let me take a few phone calls. We never got to some yesterday. The only things that I enjoy, like, you know what my big joy in life is now? Letterman's bad reviews for the Oscars. I talk to tons of Hollywood people yesterday. I go, so what do you think of Letterman?
Ooh.
And they go, okay, off the record. You can't host the Academy Awards and have disdain and also not like movies and not like the movie business.
Does he not? I don't know him.
Well, Letterman?
Yeah.
Well, it appeared that he was like, you know,
he was
uncomfortable with that crowd and not really, like his monologue was really not that even about movies or anything.
It wasn't complimentary.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I heard that Jack Nicholson really is angry.
Yeah, well, Jack Nicholson's a bit of a jerk.
But the point is that he and his friends are now saying, you know, hey, this is Jack and he's with his peers. You don't insult him in front of his peers.
Yeah, well, tell him to get over it. Tell him to go back to the days of Easy Rider when he worked for 25 cents a film.
I think he's enjoying this.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson. He's worried about his image.
Didn't he actually do that?
Yeah. Didn't he get out of his car and hit a car with a golf club?
Yeah. So where's the downside?
He didn't like Letterman making fun of that. You don't make fun of something stupid like that.
You paid the guy, you got out of it.
Yeah, what are you worried
time
about?
to joke.
Yeah, that adds to your image. So I love it. I love all that.
So they say that he just wasn't into Hollywood, and so Hollywood is not into him?
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of theories, but, you know, it just didn't work out.
Boy, man, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, neither did I.
It sounds like a disaster, doesn't it?
Yeah. I didn't think it was that bad.
You know what else I heard? That he took the rest of this week off to prepare to go to London.
Oh, really? What's to prepare?
I don't know.
Maybe he's recording some of his bits and stuff.
But he's not in London. How can he record bits?
I don't know. Maybe he's writing the bits.
Because now, we have pointed this out before. The way you win sweeps in these nighttime talk shows now is to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You can't be in your regular studio. So he's going to London for May sweeps.
Yeah. Isn't that just enough? Let him go just do a show and go to London. Hey, you're on the air in Los Angeles.
Miller's Party Board rules. Hey, Howard, do you ever call Miller's Party Board?
No, what's that?
It's a local bulletin board. It's kind of like Prodigy.
No,
It's not a commercial service, though. It's like a privately run system. There's a lot of them around.
I don't know. I can't imagine. I got into that for like about a month, calling the Prodigy bulletin boards and stuff.
The chat line.
The chat line. Is it like a chat line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. You type in, and you go, hey, how you doing? And all the other people go, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Then I spend about 15 minutes trying to prove I'm Howard. And then when I don't even try to prove I'm Howard, I just try to be on there like a regular person. Everybody just has nothing to say. It's just a bunch of people sitting at their typewriters with nothing to say. They're the biggest bores on 2 feet. So I'm not going to call into the Miller, whatever that is, because
private boring line.
Yeah, it's got to be even worse because there's probably less people who are aware of it, and chances of meeting more boring people.
Hi, Robin. I can't hear Robin too well. I don't know what.
That's because she's not saying anything.
There's a reason for that.
Microphone isn't coming out of the phone.
I was on that thing with Stuttering John the other day.
Yeah.
And people just start grouping on John, and you know what he does? He threatens to come over and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
He makes fun of their mothers.
Yeah, and who wants to read that?
So stupid.
And then I go on sometimes, and I find I don't realize everyone has a nickname. I'm talking to Stuttering John. I mean,
or Scott.
Yeah.
Scott the engineer.
And Scott the engineer is the worst at it. First of all, he can't type. He just can't type. I'm all for computer technology and everything, but sometimes it really clogs your life up. I've just completely stopped calling into it. Mm. And you get on, and Scott's on there. And Scott, he has nothing to say when you talk to him.
Right.
He really has nothing to say now because he can't type, and he's so slow in terms of his thought process that he has nothing interesting to say. So now the whole thing's relying on people all typing and having interesting stuff to say. And sometimes I go on there and I try to type some interesting stuff, and someone writes, "This is boring. Let's goof on people."
Even the interesting stuff is boring.
Yeah.
They just want to goof.
Yeah, they just want to goof. They're like, well, why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about anything. And
well, I was on there one day, and everyone says, I wish somebody from the show would be on here now. That was so cool. So they go, hey, I'm Gary. And then everyone ignores me.
Right.
Then I go, no, really, it's Gary. And they go, and then they're having some bizarre conversation about something that has nothing to do with even the show.
I know. Well, I went on one time, and, I used to go on and reveal myself, and the first couple of times they were all excited and had questions for me. And then I started going on. I said, hey, it's Howard. I proved I was Howard, and they'd ignore me.
You know why?
Why?
Because there's 5 people on there, and they've already interviewed you 10 times.
Yeah, right. They have nothing to say. And on Prodigy, Scott has nothing to say except slower. It's like I go, hey, Scott, what's going on? And you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden it's like, nothing. What about you? And then you go, hey, man, what's your wife there with you? And he types back, shh. And it takes an hour for him to respond.
The only interesting thing is trying to prove that you're yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because they know so much.
Yeah, that's fun. It's
Once
fun
that's
to answer.
done,
Once that's done, it's over. So I got even sick of doing that.
John and I were on there, and we finally proved it was us. And then it was like, you guys suck. You ride Howard's coattails. You know.
Yeah, right.
So why do you want to be on there?
Yeah, why bother? You guys suck. You ride Howard's coattails.
John's writing all these things about the guy's mother, like really dirty stuff.
I know, John really is into
the
it.
The monitor, like, left, so we could say anything we wanted.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught.
John gets thrown off a Prodigy every week. He's been suspended.
I've been suspended twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's why he's not calling.
And I was suspended twice, but it was no big deal.
What'd you do?
What does suspension mean?
I was on there. Some guy was really annoying me, so I told him to F off, but I used the F word.
Yeah.
And then the guy called in a chat host, and the chat host read what I wrote and threw me off.
But when can you get back on?
They suspended me for a day once and for a week once.
It's like a hormone.
Oh,
but you can get right back in.
That is so stupid.
I just go in under a different name and get in. I mean, it's dumb.
This is high school hijinks again.
Well, I just read in the paper that now the Senate is saying, the United States Senate is saying that they're going to censor the Internet somehow. Somehow they're going to set up a regulatory board to censor what people write on the Internet. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
It's supposed to be the Wild West.
Yeah, the fun of it is reading all these dirty comments, and it's like, I don't want it censored. Who's going to censor it? Who's going to be in charge?
Why can't they have a place for people who don't want to see that kind of language? They can go into their little chat line, and then the other people who don't care can be in the freewheeling ones.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Well, it's just something that shouldn't even be touched. Just leave it alone. Who even cares? I don't know. So, dude, what's this thing you call Miller?
Miller's Party Board. It's kind of like Prodigy, but it's a local system.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, don't you get bored with it? What do you write about?
Well, the thing is that the people on there, they're more local, so you kind of get to know each other better. And then we get together for
well, if you can get
go to
girls.
dinner and stuff like that.
Are there any girls, or is all you guys?
Is it mostly guys, or are there girls?
No, it's mostly guys, but there are females too. It's kind of.
And what do they look like?
Oh.
Yeah.
Might as well be guys, right?
Yeah. What do those girls look like? Like, what happens? Like, you talk to them for a while, and then you guys make a plan to get together for dinner?
No, well, there's all different kinds of ways to do it. I don't know.
So what happened? Like, did you check out some of the girls?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
I have a girlfriend. I met my girlfriend on Miller's Party Board.
Really?
Yeah.
She must be a real pig.
No, actually, she's not. She's really cute.
And you have no family? And you have no family or friends?
Of course I do. I've been doing this. I've been calling them for a long time. It started.
So isn't she upset when you call now because she might be afraid she'll lose you to another girl on the Miller Party line?
No,
He met his family on it.
It's possible, but no, my girlfriend doesn't worry.
Yeah, and she's hot.
Well, yeah, I'll say she's hot. Sure, she's a nice Japanese.
Like she's Japanese, and she can wear a thong and stuff.
No, she just
chubby Japanese.
She doesn't have one though.
She's got a good body.
Yeah, she does. I can send you a picture, Howard.
Yeah, send me a picture.
Sure.
All right, man.
So what did she type in that got you to...
But
I'm a girl who's single.
I can't hear Robin. I don't know.
I'm hot and horny.
Yeah. I need man meat. You can't hear Robin?
No, I can't hear her over
He's probably not
over
pushed
the phone
button.
at all.
I don't know.
I don't know what the problem is there.
She's in there.
Yeah?
I'm sure Scott probably didn't press something.
Yeah, I can hear her fine on the radio.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay. Try.
Did that fix it?
Say something now, Robin.
Hello, hello, hello.
It's like really faint. I can hear Jackie and everyone else fine.
Hearing me through your microphone or something.
Cheers. I let Scott come in during the commercial. She didn't say anything that important.
Oh,
You haven't said anything that he couldn't miss. Yeah, so you got this Japanese girl. What happened? Like, what did you type to each other?
Well, actually, we met at one of the dinner things that we would go to. We would go to Denny's and hang out. And
so you didn't just...
There.
They served Japanese at Denny's?
No. We didn't have Japanese food. We would just go to Denny's.
No. I mean, I'm surprised they served a person of Japanese ethnic background.
We're surprised you were seated.
Yeah. I guess so.
I guess it's just with blacks. So did she have a special computer name, like,
Yeah, Ricky, actually.
Ricky.
Yeah.
And you were rapping to her, and she said, "Hey, I'd like to meet you."
No. We met at one of the dinner things that we.
All right, so you go, and then you saw her, and she liked you, and you liked her.
Well, yeah, I guess.
And now do you type to each other on the computer line?
Well, no, not anymore.
Because now you're dating.
Yeah.
So what happens?
Exactly.
So do you ever go on there and she's on there?
Well, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, sometimes. Like, she'll call from work or something, But usually no, because we're together.
Oh, so she doesn't go on anymore?
Yeah, well, now she met her man. What does she need it for?
Need it, right.
Yeah. She was on there trolling for guys.
Well, no, she likes to go on there and play trivia and stuff.
Yeah.
They have trivia games, so.
All right, dude. I got to go, okay? I don't really want to talk about
it. Sounds really exciting.
Yeah. It's, you know what? I did it for about 2 weeks, and now I just go on there and I pick up girls and have cyber sex with them. I do it every once in a while.
You are having sex with women?
Yeah, once in a while.
You're married.
Yeah, once in a while. On the computer. It's pretty good.
Thanks a lot, Howard. Hey, I love you, man.
Love you. Thanks.
Robin.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Nice almost talking to you.
Yeah, and people tell me I should join other bulletin boards. I'm like, I'm bored with the ones. I mean, there's no difference.
I knew you wouldn't last long.
Yeah, I had a feeling, too. But it was kind of, once in a while I log on. I go online. It's kind of neat. What's neat about it for me is that you can go on and not, you're anonymous. And then after being anonymous for 5 minutes, you hate it because no one's paying attention to you.
That's why you don't like anonymous.
So then you reveal who you are, and then nobody has anything to say to you anyway. Hey, Howard, how come Robin never comes on here?
Because I don't have that kind of silly time.
It takes me like a half hour. Oh, yes, you do. It takes me like a half hour before people are convinced that it's me. And then they ask me, well, where's Robin?
Like I'm with you all the time.
Yeah, and I go, well, Robin isn't hooked into this. Oh, won't it be great when she comes on? I go, no, it won't.
Why? So we can talk to each other? We do that all day.
It won't be any great. It won't be any better than it is now.
It's so funny because every place I go, all they ask me when I'm on stage is, where's Howard? Where's Howard? Now you're on the Prodigy Bulletin Board, and it's really you, and it's where's Robin?
Yeah, and then they go, I know.
That is the question.
And then
whoever is not here.
And then sometimes they'll go like, hey, how come Jackie the Joke Man's on America Online? And I'll go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. They go, well, then you can't be Howard. How come you don't know?
Oh, man.
I go, because I don't really talk to him about it. I don't know why.
Who cares why he's on it? I mean, is that a question you would ask?
I say my best guess is because he heard I was on Prodigy. He'll do anything that I don't do.
I'm not going on that.
I'm not going on that because he'll think I'm copying him.
Oh, geez,
Look at my own line.
On America Online, on the Star.
I have my own audience.
Yeah. That's my suspicion.
Prodigy. I got America Online.
And then they go, is Fred on here? And I go, no.
You should just say Robin is somebody. Just give...
Just make it up.
I've done that.
Pretend to be Robin.
I've done that.
Really? Go on and be me. See what happens.
Yeah. It's just, you know what? It's just not interesting. Nothing ever happens anyway. Then you got idiots like Scott on there who are like, who have nothing to say.
See, that's what when you first told me about it, and then you told me you wound up talking to Scott, I said, see, now you're talking to people you don't talk to.
Yeah, and talking to Scott, whether it's in person or on a computer, is boring. I mean, and you have to wait for him to type. And there's nothing, I mean, I see Scott in the hall every day, I have nothing to say to him. I'm like, hey, Scott, what's that, your wife watching over your shoulder? Yes.
So does he sit at the keyboard and she watches him type?
Yeah, well, when he's logged, Scott has 2 nicknames. When he's logged on under a certain nickname, that means his wife, he's running solo. His wife's out of the house. There's a code.
You're kidding. And she doesn't know?
Right. And then when he's on as a different nickname, I think it's like Rocket or something.
So boring to do. How could somebody stand there and watch somebody else do it?
I don't know. Well, she doesn't like him on there, I think. I'm online, honey. Evidently, she caught wind that he was online by himself, and she got involved somehow. I don't know. It's a whole thing going on in Scott's house. And what happens is, as soon as Scott goes on, everyone starts goofing on him that his wife is with him, and then all of a sudden you see Scott just logs off because he can't take it.
Gotta go by.
He doesn't even say that.
He just disappears.
All of a sudden, because it indicates when someone leaves, it just goes, Rocket has left the room.
Rocket has left the building.
Rocket. And then 10 minutes later, Rocket comes back on, and he tries again, and then he's off.
Oh, poor Scott.
It's the funniest thing to see. And sometimes Big Al and Neil are on there, and they start goofing on Scott, and he can't take, and he tries to come back at them.
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up. I know who you are.
Yeah, right.
That's what he types back.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
They'll type, Scott, you bald-headed bastard. Can't you do anything without your wife over your shoulder? And they'll be like,
Can too.
I know who you are.
I know who you are.
Or he'll type, who is this? And as they're goofing on him, he goes, I think I know who this is. And it's like, I think it's like a moron.
So funny.
Yeah, and you get annoyed with Scott, and you get annoyed that they're goofing on him, and you get annoyed that he can't even type. And then when he gets really goofed on bad, Scott, on the Prodigy line, he types in, this is not Scott. This is his wife. And it's Scott. You know it's Scott. And he goes, so you're just making fun of Scott, and he's not even here. That's what he types in. And it takes him an hour to type that.
So the joke's on you.
Yeah. He goes, you can make fun all you want. This is Mrs. Scott.
That's right.
It's not me.
Yeah, it's not Scott. And you know it's Scott. And he tries to say to everyone, it doesn't matter what you make fun of.
Yeah.
Because it's not me.
I bet you he must go into other lines because he can't take that all the time.
Yeah, he goes into the bi femme room. I go in there, too. They have all these different rooms on Prodigy.
Hi, this is Scottina.
I go into the trivia room sometimes, but I can't keep up with those idiots. They play day and night.
Yeah.
And then there's this room where Friends of Bill W.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
That's Alcoholics Anonymous.
I was going to say, isn't Bill W. the guy who started Alcoholics Anonymous?
So I go, I didn't know any of this. I go into the room.
So do you go in and have a meeting?
There's like usually it's a pretty popular room. There's usually like 10 people in there.
Yeah.
And I go in, and the first time I went in, I said, who's Bill W.? Because I didn't know. And they go, oh, friend, we're all here. Don't be embarrassed. You know, it's Alcoholics Anonymous. And
oh, boy.
I go, oh, you're a bunch of drunks. And then they start yelling at you.
Well, that's what John does. John goes into the dieting room, and he calls them all fat bastards.
Yeah, right. Well, how about when they had that Regis and Kathy Lee room? Everyone would go in there and just, like, call them homos. And they had to close down the room.
Oh, stop it.
Regis
and
Kathy Lee.
They tried to start a Regis and Kathy Lee room, but everyone was too embarrassed to go in.
Just to talk about them?
Yeah. What do you want, Ralph?
I remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking to you, and you were on some chat line, and you were talking to a girl, telling her you were a male model.
Yeah.
And you were bummed out because you look like Brad Pitt, and everybody says you look like,
Yeah.
You were there before Brad Pitt. And
I had this whole thing going with this girl. This girl tells me she's 36, 24, 36, double Ds. Telling me she looks like Farrah Fawcett, and I said, well,
she's lying as much as you are.
I don't know, but I just said to her, and she said she had a whole thing. She's 23 from Jersey or whatever, and I just said, I said, well, I really can't stay on here too long. I had a really rough day. And she goes, well, what's wrong? I said, well, my job was really bad today. She goes, well, what's your job? I said, I'm a male model, and I hate it, and I'm thinking of going back into dentistry school. So, she goes, oh, really? What school do you go to? I go, well, originally I got into Columbia and University of Pennsylvania. But I'm thinking of going back to Columbia since I'm already here in New York, and dentistry is pretty lucrative, and I might just go into that. Because, all these other male models are stupid. So I worked that in that I'm a genius and I can do anything I want.
And your parents are rich.
Yeah, so then I go, She goes, oh, yeah? So where do you model? Have I ever seen you do anything? I go, well, mostly I do runway and underwear ads. You probably see me in a lot of Calvin Klein ads, but I've been having a lot of trouble lately. She goes, what's wrong? I said, well, everyone tells me, and I don't think I look like Brad Pitt, but all these guys from the modeling agency are saying I look like Brad Pitt and I'm stealing his look, and so that they don't want to use me anymore. But I had this look my whole life. And I don't understand why these people are saying I look like Brad Pitt. Yeah, I have long blonde hair, and I guess, I'm good looking, and I'm fed up with modeling because I go on an underwear shoot, and this gay guy is the photographer. And he gets me in the room, and he says, strip down, I want to see you naked. And I say, hey, there's an underwear ad, and I'm not gay, And the guy goes, please, just, strip down. I got to take a look and see how you look. So I stripped down to my underwear, and the guy was just eating me up alive with his eyes. She goes, really? I go, yeah. And I was really embarrassed. She goes, you sound delicious. I want to meet you. Oh. So I said, yeah, right. So I go, well, I don't know about that. But I said, I'm a little shy, but I tell you something. So I'm modeling, and the guy says, please, I have to see you nude. I have to see you nude. And I was really uptight. I didn't want him to see me nude. He says, please, I'll pay you $500 if I could just see your penis. So I said, what the hell? Who cares if he sees? So I pulled my underwear like a third of the way down, so he can only see like maybe 1 inch. And here, I pulled my underwear a third of the way down, and only 1 inch is revealed. All right, so obviously she gets the wind that I'm huge. So then the guy begged me, and he says, please, if I could just, if I could just see you nude and then pull your underwear down myself, I'll give you $1,000. So I just said, it's a goof. I said, okay, if it's going to make you happy. So he comes over, he puts his hands on my hips, and he pulls my underwear halfway down, and he's seen about, a tenth of my weenie, and the guy's already swooning. Oh. And she's like, I have to meet you, I have to meet you, I have to meet you. So finally the guy pulls my underwear down. I go, guess what happens? He passes out. He just passes out when he sees it. He tells me I'm so beautiful, my buttocks is beautiful, and all this. And I said, this was really embarrassing because I'm not gay. So she goes, I really want to meet you. I'm really happy for you. I said, well, I live upstate now. I built a house upstate. She goes, well, what do you mean you built a house? I said, well, there's a beautiful waterfall upstate, and I built a house, an indoor. The waterfall now is indoors. I have it built. So in my bathroom.
It's just ridiculous.
I said, so I took all my modeling money, and besides, I had an inheritance. A small inheritance, like of only like $4 million. And so I built the house because I've got plenty of money. So she's like, listen, I'd love to see your house. I'd really like to get together. I'm not kidding about how I look. Please, I have to meet you. And then I go, listen, I really have to run, and maybe we can meet. She goes, can we meet here again? Please, I'll do anything.
It never occurs to her that some hot model isn't sitting at a typewriter.
Yeah. And I just said to her, you know what? I said, I got to tell you something. I'm so sick of women who just want me for my looks because I'm Brad Pitt and all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. That's why I like being on here, because I can meet girls and just be myself.
Yeah, but you tell them you look like Brad
Yeah, right, of course. Meanwhile, I look like Tiny Tim. Yeah.
How long was this whole thing?
This must have gone on for about 45 minutes.
And what's funny,
I got to admit, I had an arousal.
Ooh. You would have called her back the next day unless you got sick.
I got sick, yeah.
That broke up your roommate.
I had a date with her for 4:30 the next afternoon, but I got sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Yeah, Ralph was on there listening in.
You should have, somehow, how could we find out what she looks like?
No, but what's funny...
You can't. She'll never show her face.
But what's funny is Howard believes...
She was going to come to the house.
Yeah, sure she was.
Howard believes that she's pretty,
Right,
she's not lying, but I am.
A girl who looks like that is also sitting around typing.
Yeah, she was real good looking.
Big fat cow.
Yeah. She did say she had to go to her aerobics class. That's why she couldn't talk to me.
Yeah, because she needs it.
Yeah, she needs it. I don't know. She told me she was wearing a leotard. I don't think you're that fat if you're wearing a leotard.
Oh, please, Howard.
Oh, come on.
You love
She just could have been saying that, too. Like,
I don't know. She just said she had one of those thong things on.
Yeah.
She knows what to say, just like you do.
I guess. Yeah, she was probably going to the store to buy Malamars. But I keep telling, like, this gay guy's swooning over the size of my genitals, and it's really embarrassing because I'm uptight about the size of my genitals. And you
don't even lie good.
Oh, yes, I do.
She must be a wall. She has the mentality of a wall.
And what else could you have said? You're rich, you have huge genitals, you're beautiful.
Right.
And you're bored, and you have a house upstairs with a waterfall, and you're lonely.
Yeah, listen to this. You walk into the bathroom. You walk into the bathroom of my house, and it's like, marble tile, and then all of a sudden it becomes like rustic and dirt because the indoor waterfall is there. So I said in the winter I just I have a regular shower and jacuzzi, but in the summer I use the waterfall as my shower. So
this isn't even possible.
She believed it. You're saying that now, but if you had met me on Prodigy, you'd be swooning too. You'd be begging me for a date.
I was getting kind of weak in the knees.
She must be hot stuff.
Yeah. And bright too.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Then I had some other girl I was on with. I told her I'd just come back from Vietnam. When I'd come back from Vietnam, I moved to the jungles.
Yes, jungles of where?
I don't know, like
Long Island.
Yeah, I told him I lived I moved to Hawaii at first, and I was living in the jungles there, and
jungles.
Yeah. And they're messed up, but then I turned out to be like a really good-looking guy, and
right, sensitive.
Yeah, right. But I couldn't handle Vietnam, and they're ready to come over and just have sex with me.
You should go on as like a construction worker.
Yeah, because then it comes out it was like I was hired to do intelligence work for the like all of a sudden I'm James Bond, who had a nervous breakdown and had to resort to going to the jungle, but now I'm okay.
You're a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
I think Ralph got a good go on there as just a regular guy.
No, you can't get anywhere. No one wants to talk to you.
You know how women dig that whole like blue collar thing? Say you're like a real manly construction worker.
Yeah.
Get into that whole thing.
Man, they don't dig that. They want like rich Brad Pitt. Everyone's got to look like Brad Pitt on there. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
The most important radio show of the century, The Howard Stern Show.
Okay. By the way, I have a Magic Kato 8-ball if you have questions this morning. If anybody has a question for the Magic Kato 8-ball, it can be answered.
Kato, have they got OJ's bag with the bloody clothing?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
There it is.
Very good.
There it is. The Magic Kato 8-ball knows all.
Kato.
Yeah?
Is Howard's penis really as small as he says it is?
Sure you want Kato to answer that?
I can't be positive.
Thank God.
Because I was thinking, I have a proposition for you. You wanted to see that picture from People magazine. I'll show you if you'll show me.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, show me.
Show you what?
Your penis.
Oh, I think about my nipple.
Oh, you wacko.
I'm not going to show you my penis. That's way you have nothing to be embarrassed about. You have beautiful breasts. My penis is
no, it's embarrassing the way it was photographed.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself.
He doesn't want to see it that bad.
No. I don't want you to see that. You wouldn't think anything of me. You wouldn't be able to work with me if you saw my penis.
Come on. Try it. Let's see how much I respect and love you.
Hey, Kato, are you as dumb as a wall?
Not that I remember.
He's insulted. He's a hostile witness is right. All right. Anyway, hey, listen, just real quick. I got a bunch of things to go through here. And I got to call this girl who made love to her mother-in-law.
I was wondering what happened today. You mentioned that the other day that you had a letter from some girl.
Yeah, well, I've got a ton of letters in my bag that I've been carrying around. I have a briefcase that I carry around with me, and it's literally got 500 things we're supposed to do. Going back 2 years already. And then I got to play the Sue Simmons contest because we think Billy might have won. I got Captain Jenks on the phone. Let me do the Captain Jenks thing real quick. He called Mother Angelica.
Oh, our favorite person?
Yeah. He called them Jenks.
And now, the man who was called a schmuck by Jerry Lewis, Captain Jenks.
Morning, Howard.
Morning, Captain Jenks. Captain Jenks is the guy who started all the phony phone calls to these TV shows. So he called what is my favorite show, the Mother Angelica show. I watch it all the time.
That's one of the few that I don't get, and I wish our cable system can.
Well, actually, I don't pick it up either here in Philly. I have Kevin retape it for me in New York when I call it.
Is that right? So you just find out when it's on and you call?
Yeah, well, they air it in rerun the next day, and I get to see my call after it's already happened, but not live.
Yeah, well, Captain Jenks drives her crazy, and she just sits in a chair. She's a big old lady.
Big fat old nun.
Yeah, she's just a real uptight nun. Has a
and
big.
She wears that full outfit, right?
She's got the full, Gidget. whatever, Sally Field outfit.
Headdress.
With wings on it and everything. Like, she could take off if she wasn't so fat. She would just try to fly off a building. And she's real upset. She's the reason that everyone hates being a Catholic. I mean, you go sitting there and listening to her drone on about how much she loves Mary.
Well, you know what's funny to me is every time Jenks calls her, she loses her religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she uses the F word when he calls.
I think she really does get mad and she doesn't know how to handle it, so she just goes about and using, trying to use nice words instead of curse words.
She probably thinks that you are a test from God of her will.
Yeah, I don't know what. She just thinks that he's the devil and he's just. Well, first of all, this time you call in as a woman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, I've used the female voice every time I called in.
Yeah, you're getting a little too good at that female voice.
No, actually, my voice is starting to crack now, so it doesn't sound as good as it used to.
Why don't you
experiencing puberty?
Yeah. Why don't we just play the call?
Okay, here it is.
All right.
We have another call. Hello?
Mother Angelica, how are you?
I'm fine. And where are you from?
I'm calling from Skipback, Pennsylvania.
Hey, what is your question?
I was wondering, would you let Howard Stern let your farts off?
Why would you say something like that, huh? It's always amazing to me that women can ask such foul questions on this program.
Women?
It's really amazing to me.
It's a guy.
And I think...
It's amazing to her.
I think you need to examine your conscience. You really need to examine your conscience. Jesus, we're in Lent now, and Jesus died for you. You know that? Jesus died for you. And instead of being grateful that you have the opportunity for salvation, and
no
that the gates of heaven are open to you,
he's going to hell.
You take the beautiful soul that God gave you, and you keep piling garbage and mud and disfiguration on it.
A whole life of not getting laid.
A soul with that kind of mind and your kind of mouth cannot enter heaven. Light and darkness have nothing in common. Somewhere along the line in your family,
I love her.
You didn't maybe have good examples. I'm not blaming you, but I hope and pray that you will be enlightened.
I doubt it.
Jesus will come upon you tonight.
Captain Jakes will not be enlightened.
Give you the kind of light you need to turn your life around.
All he said was, would you light Howard Stern's fart?
Or would you let him light yours?
Right.
We will pray for you. And everybody out there like you.
There's nobody like him.
The rest of the band.
Yeah.
Whose mind has not been filled with God. We have another call. Hello?
Hello, Mother.
And where are you from?
My name is Louise from Jersey City.
What is your question?
Mother, I pray that what I'm going to tell you now makes up for the horribleness of your last call.
That's all right.
Oh, that's funny.
Mother, I'm hoping that last call will be erased from your memory. That horrible, horrible call by my call.
What about that call?
I don't know. They have no sense of humor, these nuns. And that's why everyone can't stand being Catholic. I'm telling you, you cannot take it.
You say about people like that, if that's who I'm going to have to spend eternity with, I'd rather go to hell.
Like, what couldn't she say? We get some real wackos out there and just go on to the next call.
Or isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, when you call Mother Angelica, the screener always does a callback to you, so you have to give them your number so that they call you back. And I got a call back from a priest the second time, and he yelled at me.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's like, why would you call this program? I said, it wasn't me. He says, yes, it was. And I said, no, it wasn't. Didn't you hear it had a female voice? He goes, how do you know it had a female voice?
Caught you.
Did he ask you for a date?
No.
No?
No. But I'm going to call him and try to pick him up next time.
Next you should just call him and go, listen, I've called Mother Angelica a couple of times, and just want to say you have a really sexy voice. You know, I like talking to you better than Mother Angelica. You calm me more.
Oh, do you think they would take a... I don't suggest calls.
Right. We don't agree with it.
I'm asking Howard a question. Pretend you can't hear me, Captain Jenks. Do you think they would take a call from Captain Jenks if he called up and said, you know, I'm that person who called Mother Angelica and asked all those Howard Stern questions, and I have finally seen the light?
You know, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, but you know what? I would say that I would offer a different question and then ask that question.
No, I would say that, and then while she's, you know, carrying on about how wonderful that is, and she wants to, you know, I just want to apologize, and then say, but, you know, I have this compulsion, and then just start blurting out.
I don't know, but no, they wouldn't put him through if he said that, but they, you know, if he got on him,
I think they would. I'm going to try that. I'm just going to say, hey, like right in the middle of the call, say, I lied, you dumb Catholic bitch.
Oh, you don't want to say that. You don't want to say that.
No, I would say
you know what? Better yet, don't do anything.
I bought you a negligee, Mother.
Hello, Mother. I just want to say that, and I'm very serious when I say this, I've had sexual fantasies about you for a really long time, and I'd like to just go out with you and buy you a negligee.
I just wonder what's under that habit.
Yeah. Would you mind taking off your habit and removing the gown?
Whatever it is that's under there, it's old and matty. She's like 80 years old.
Yeah. What do you wear underneath your what is that, a habit? What do you wear underneath that dress?
A bootsier.
A bootsier. A la bootsier?
Can I look at your saggies, Mother?
All right, Jenks. Thanks.
Hey, Howard, I'm going to be making an appearance tonight. Can I plug this?
Sure.
I'm going to be at Irv's BYO, Gentlemen's Club, in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Gentlemen's Club. There's no gentleman there.
Yeah, well, it's BYO. Only this BYO, they take their clothes off. For real, all the girls take all their clothes off. It's not like that other place where Latoya was at the other night.
All right, Captain Jenks appearing at Irv's BYO. That's where you bring your own booze and girls walk around totally naked.
Yes, they do, Howard.
And what are you going to do?
What's that?
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to do prize giveaways and trivia and stuff, Howard Stern Show trivia and stuff like that.
Okay.
From my vast archives.
All righty, Captain Jenks.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Hello.
Why can't you stay married?
I don't know. We'll be back after these messages.
Why can't you stay married?
Great one.
I don't know. He doesn't know.
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Let me talk to you about Snapple. I'll do a commercial here, and then we'll take a short break and get back to the fun. What is this?
Snapple.
Snapple?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look, I'm a long-time Snapple drinker. I love it all. Every Snapple flavor is unique. It is a taste sensation. And all I can tell you is Snapple has to be tried to be believed. And I can't believe there's anyone in my audience that hasn't tried Snapple yet. Snapple makes real brewed iced teas, fruit drinks, and natural sodas. The iced teas taste like that. That's the only way to describe it. In Alaska, that's a compliment. The fruit flavors are Snapple at its best. I'm talking about real fruit flavors. Real. Nothing artificial, all natural, no preservatives. And some of those fruit drinks are so terrific. Some of the flavors like lemonade, pink lemonade, orangeade, kiwi strawberry cocktail. I don't think there's another company in the world that makes kiwi strawberry cocktail. And when you taste it, this will become your drink. I bet you every day for lunch you're going to get this. And you're going to like it, and your kids will like it too because it's all natural. You'll feel comfortable giving it to them. Not only will they like the taste, but you'll like the health aspects. Even the soda. If I'm going to give my kids soda, it's going to be all natural, where there's no artificial coloring or preservatives. Snapple, made from the best stuff on earth. I call him Dr. Jerry.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
You know, I keep reading in the newspaper how John F. Kennedy Jr. is, I guess he went to become a lawyer. It took him 3 tries at the bar. And then he finally became a lawyer, and he got a job, I guess, through all his connections for one of these.
He worked for the
DA.
Manhattan Prosecutor's Office.
Yeah. And then I guess he got tired of that because it interfered with his dating schedule. So he now wants to start a magazine. So like I read today, John Kennedy Jr. and partner Michael Berman have chosen a new editor for their political magazine. Now, why do you know that this political magazine will never take off, it will never be anything of prominence, and will lose money, and that'll be the end of it? How do you know?
You think it'll be actually published? You don't think that it'll never come to pass?
Oh, I think there will be a magazine. It'll be published once or twice, and that'll be the end of it. You know, this smells like loser all over the place. Never back a rich kid. You know.
He doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
He has no stay with it power.
Yeah. Why would you want to back him? The name of the magazine is Rich and Bored. Believe it or not. And speaking of magazines, we know this guy, Jan Wenner, who's the publisher of Rolling Stone magazine. A magazine I like.
It's always been a good magazine.
Yeah, and he's the publisher of Us magazine, a couple other things, too. So he is in the middle of divorcing his wife of 26 years. He's got 3 kids, but it turns out, he's a homo.
Well, he's gay.
Yeah, same thing. What's the difference? So
I don't like name calling.
What's funny is for like 26 years he's been able to conceal this and probably lead a double life. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't act on it. I don't know. But now, like everything in the gossip columnist is gay with Jan Wenner. Now listen to this. Word out of Aspen is that Jan Wenner and Matt Nye. Matt Nye is this Calvin Klein underwear model who he's saying.
Former.
Yeah. Jan Wenner and Matt Nye had a blow-up in the lobby of the trendy Hotel Jerome over the weekend.
Oh, dear.
This is in Aspen. They're arguing in the lobby. Listen to this. The two argued, and the 26-year-old Calvin Klein designer went running out of his hotel with the publisher of Rolling Stone and Us magazine chasing after him, says our Aspen spies. So now they're running through hotels with Jan running after him.
This sounds like midlife crisis to me.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden he's really out of the closet.
Yeah, he had this really sedate life, though, where there was never any scandal.
Right.
And now he's everywhere in the gossip column.
Yeah, I mean, they should have been nude running through the lobby.
Shot out of the closet with a cannon.
Yeah, shot out of the closet with a cannon.
He's married to that woman for 20-something years, never chased her out of the hotel.
Never. Now all of a sudden there's like, guys in hotel lobbies and he's running after them, and I don't know, you become gay and everything just goes wild.
Everything goes out the window.
I was watching TV last night, and on came Senator Arlen Specter. He is the guy who was running for president. He stopped by our show. And I like this guy because he's the only Republican so far.
I think there's one other now.
Well, there's Governor Pete Wilson who might be running.
Yeah.
But he's the only one so far who is truly reflecting my political taste. He's an economic conservative, which I think we all are. We're all sick of like a lot of spending and stuff. Everyone's behind that. But the problem with the Republicans is they're so into that abortion issue that anybody with any brains gets completely turned off to them.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, look, I'm not only against the banning of abortion. I'm pro-abortion. It's the law of the land, and I think that women should be allowed to have abortion. He also said, they said to him, well, aren't you pro-gay? And he says, if you mean pro-gay by the fact that I believe that anybody in this country has the individual right to a job without persecution or any kind of discrimination, I am absolutely pro-gay. And, I'm not against anybody, and their right to, he's sort of like a social... Libertarian. Like a true Republican. That's how Barry Goldwater was. Barry Goldwater was a guy who said, listen, just keep the government out of your social life, out of your bedroom, out of your religion, and let's just buckle down and, strip government down and make it bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. For some reason, I keep reading in the polls that he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I keep seeing the term unlikely nominee.
Well, they say that's because he goes against these religious nuts with their abortion. And they say they make up the majority of the Republican Party. I don't believe that. I don't believe these religious nuts make up the majority of the Republican Party. I don't.
Just think they're very vocal.
Yeah, I think they're guys who are really involved. But I hope he comes up in the polls. Because if I decide not to back Clinton, because he's turned his back on me with this FCC issue, I'm going to have to go with a Republican, and I can't go with a guy who...
backs abortion.
Yeah.
Or the abolition of abortion.
Right.
Yeah, see, in the paper today, they're saying long odds GOP presidential.
Yeah.
candidate.
Well, Clinton will win if they put any of these abortion nuts
against him.
He will win. There's nothing to worry about.
I don't know why just because Arlen Specter isn't as well known as some of the other candidates in the race so far. Who knew Clinton before he became?
Yeah, well, that's the point. So they don't know, but he's trying to catch fire. He's trying to get some publicity and stuff. But
yeah, they say he's going to officially declare today.
He seems to be the only one of those nuts who makes any sense.
They're all nuts, but he makes some sense.
He makes sense. But Senator Specter has a long way to go because in the polls, actually, he's behind Fred Norris.
Fred will be president before
Senator Specter. Right. But I hope he comes up strong, big time. San Diego, you're on the air.
Hey, dude, let me turn my radio down.
Hey, dude. By the way, we're on in Chicago for our second day. Already hijinks abound in Chicago.
What's going on?
Well, we're having a press conference in Chicago Monday.
Really?
And the guy who competes with us in Chicago, Man Cow, the guy who just basically is Howard Stern.
Yeah, how's it going, Man Cox?
Yeah, I'm Man Cox.
How you doing, Cocor?
Man Cox and Cocor. Captain Cocor to you.
Excuse me, Captain Cocor. I'm sorry.
But so this guy has already tried to do one of our bits. He tried to get one of his interns into our press conference under a different name so he could ask us goofy questions. But we've already uncovered that. Man Cow versus Man Cox. Because we work for Cox Broadcasting in Chicago, so we're Man Cox and Captain Cocor. And he's Man Cow and Turd. So he's already tried to get into our press conference, and personally let him in there. Tell Man Cow to show up at the press conference. I would like to talk to that guy. I'd like to ask him what it's like to steal another human being's personality, to make a living, to actually make money from being Howard Stern.
Don't these guys realize that when they screw with you, that's their death?
Yeah, well, he's a stupid pussy who is trying to be me, so he doesn't know what to do now.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't know what to do when Howard comes into town because Howard doesn't come into town when he's in town.
Right. What would Howard do if Howard came to town? He's waiting to find out.
That's when he would know what to do.
So he's a Howard wannabe. And the rest of the Chicago guys suck. They all work for Evergreen Broadcasting, and I hate those guys. Evergreen Broadcasting is the one that tried to tarnish my name. I'm in a court case with them right now. They bring me into town. 10 months later, they tell me, okay, you're fired. Yeah, you're gone because you have FCC problems. And I go, well, you guys knew about my FCC problems when you hired me. Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah, no, you didn't. I'm sure you didn't. That's why in the contract you acknowledge the FCC problems. So and then they said, and by the way, we're not going to pay you. I said, oh, so in other words, you made a deal, and now you just don't want to pay.
And you're backing out of it completely. You don't want to pay. You don't want to have me on the air.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? That's some company. That God bless America is right. So now I got to go to court over it. Meanwhile, the court case should take 3 days. I don't know what the problem is.
This court case heard in Iraq where they know how to mete out swift justice.
Let me get this straight. The two of you signed a contract. The other guy doesn't want to pay. Right, Your Honor. Okay, you have to pay. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. Why is it taking so long?
So Evergreen, I don't know. This company is an amazing company. And I am so glad to be up against them, and I hope we kick their frigging ass in. Man, cow, turd, there's that friggin' Kevin, I don't know what his name, Kevin has a character he does. I know a little bit about him.
Oh, yeah, the imaginary...
He's the guy with the imaginary friend. He's our competition, too. He works for Evergreen.
What is he, like 5?
He's got his ratings used to be a 5, but now Man Cow is beating him. So we got a real hot situation going in Chicago. We got a guy who has an imaginary friend. Didn't our mayor used to have an imaginary friend? A rabbit? We got a guy with an imaginary friend. We got Man Cow, who's Howard Jr. And he's on the air. He's angry at everyone. And then you got Fat Steve Dahl, who lost the one good thing in his life was his partner, Gary Meyer, who had all the talent. Now he can't get any ratings because he doesn't have Gary with him.
Well, it's cool to be pissed off now.
Right, it's the new thing.
Yeah. Everyone's pissed off.
You made everybody pissed off.
It's like, oh, that's what I'll do. I'll be angry.
Yeah. So we're on in Chicago working for Cox. And I mean it in a good way.
Can't call them that.
I'll call them whatever I damn well please. I'd rather work for Cox than Evergreen.
Is that Cox Radio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm now Man Cox. That's my new nickname. Instead of Man Cow, I'm Man Cox, and Robin's Captain Cocor. So we're proud to be Cox broadcasters. I don't know. Every market has something different going on, and I pay way too much attention to it because it drives me nuts who we're up against. And everyone has their own different way of competing with us. Like Mark and Brian in Los Angeles, they don't acknowledge us. They don't acknowledge we're there. And
hardly anybody's acknowledging them, so it doesn't really matter.
They've lost everything.
Yeah.
They've lost every bit of their ratings. I think their crucial error was marrying each other.
You know what? It's funny because once, a long time ago, somebody sent me one of their publicity pictures. I really ought to bring it in and show it to you.
Yeah.
They were such losers from the very beginning. I mean, this photograph is so ridiculous. You know, they're all over each other.
Yeah, they're feminine. They're two guys who are very, very feminine, who are marrying each other on the air.
Yeah.
And and talking about how they love each other on the air. And they were they were Howard Stern impersonators, but they were the gentle Howard Stern impersonators.
Yes.
Like,
and they played, they did those little stunts.
Yeah, they did a lot of stunts.
They've got this picture of them on buses in the area where it's like their face pressed up against a piece of glass.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I think they're on in San Diego now, too, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm in Orange County.
Oh.
I'm in between.
Yeah, I don't know. And they go every...
they always have the little stubble on their face because Don Johnson was, I guess, in at that time.
Oh, is that
they
right?
had the little stubble on their face. And they had the DJ hairdos, the short on top.
And the long on the back. Yeah, I call that the two hairdos. I love that. That's the DJ hairdo. They want to have the long hair, so they grow it long in the back, but they don't want to be encumbered with that long hair, so they keep it nice and short and cropped in the front.
Right.
They got their jackets pulled up to their elbows.
Yeah.
The sleeves.
Right.
Well, a lot of the guys have started growing their hair long since I started doing it, too.
Yeah, they stopped doing the two hairdo thing and giving it the full commitment.
Yeah. Tom Likas for a while, when I was into leather jackets and sunglasses and long hair, he was doing that. And then when I got out of the leather jacket, he got rid of the leather jacket.
Now he doesn't know what to wear.
Yeah, he's all confused. He should be nude.
Trying to hire Ralph.
I heard that guy promoting your Phoenix station, and he was out there waving to people on, like, the 10 freeway out in Phoenix. Like, hey, wave to me if you see me, honk your horn.
Who's that?
Tom Likas.
Yeah, he's an imbecile.
Yeah.
He went and hired my agent, too.
Oh, no.
He didn't know what to do. He does everything to be like me. He worships me, Tom Likas. He hired my agent. As soon as we come on, he pulls his pants down and listens to this. Excuse me.
No.
I don't know. I have to check that out before you say it.
No, for real.
Don't just say it. I had to bleep because I don't want you saying that.
Okay.
Because I don't know about that.
Okay, well, it's true.
And you know why his name is Tom Likas? Because he's trying to be like us.
Should be an is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, but he uses that on the air, what I said before.
Okay, but I just don't know anything about him.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about this morning.
There is?
Yeah, I picked up my National Enquirer yesterday. Did you see the Sally Jesse killed my daughter thing?
No.
You haven't?
No, not yet.
Okay, this lady comes forward because I guess she saw the news last week about the, the Jenny Jones thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did read that.
I told you about that.
Yeah, Sally Jesse Raphael. Now someone else is coming forward and saying that she was killed by a talk show, too.
Yeah.
Well, her daughter was killed because she was forced to admit that she hated her daughter on the Sally Jesse Raphael show when she didn't want to.
Oh, she was
apparently
forced.
Wasn't true.
Yeah. She was forced to say it.
Yeah.
Someone forced her to say it.
Well, they really pressured her, and she wanted to please Sally.
Yeah, well, someone should electrocute her for stupidity.
And then there's this Carol O'Connor thing.
Yeah. How do you like him blubbering all over the place? And now he's blaming, he has a kid who kills himself. He's blaming the drug dealer.
Well, they picked up the drug dealer last night.
Yeah, they arrested the guy, and I said to myself, well, why didn't Carol O'Connor have the guy arrested before?
Yeah, arrest him when he was alive, his son.
They're going to file murder charges on the guy.
Well, that makes no sense. The poor drug dealer is probably some guy. I feel bad for the drug dealer. I swear to God I do. This guy's just, he's out there servicing a need. I mean, we have so many people who need drugs in this country. I mean, they need them. They just need them. It's proven.
Supply, aren't they?
Yeah, they need these drugs.
I'm proof right here.
Yeah. So Carol O'Connor's son needs drugs. He's doing drugs, and then he kills himself with a gun or whatever he kills himself with.
And he didn't kill himself with the drugs.
No, the drugs were probably thinking it was making him happy.
In fact, it was getting off the drugs that was killing him.
Yeah, same thing happened to Kurt Cobain. His wife kept nagging him, get off the drugs, get off the drugs. Gets off the drugs, he kills himself. So a lot of people need drugs to be happy.
Write a song about the drugs.
I don't know, but it's just that people don't understand the psychology of drug taking in America. Everyone takes drugs. There's people who go to doctors and get them legally. And then there's a whole assortment of drugs that we've decided should be illegal, so you have to go buy them from some jerk on the street. And
and you don't know what it is when you get it.
And the jerk has no morality. He doesn't care if he's ruining your life or not. You want to ruin your life? Ruin your life.
Yeah, if you want to come back and spend all your money with him, he doesn't care.
Right. What do you want from him?
They were talking to
So all I know is Carol O'Connor goes on TV and says, you know what? The drug dealer killed my son because he provided him with drugs. And the next thing you know, the guy's up on murder charges.
But the point is, he knew who it was all along.
Right.
He watched the guy go sell the drugs to his son for all this time. He says his son has had this drug problem for 16 years.
Yeah.
And now he wants the guy arrested?
I don't know. If Dominic falls over, can he sue all the restaurants?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so I got to go.
All right, man. Hey, can we goof on Jackie for a while?
I did that yesterday. I did that for like an hour yesterday.
Oh, man, it's vintage. We love it.
All right, I'll just goof on him some more.
It'll come up.
Yeah.
All right, and one more thing. Did you guys hear about that AIDS kid at UCLA Hospital?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a trip, huh?
Yeah, some kid was born with AIDS, definitely born with AIDS. Now he's 5 years old and the AIDS disappeared, so everyone's getting all excited like it's going to happen to them.
Yeah, they're studying him.
Yeah, good luck.
He's going to be a study man.
I'll give you about 1 million people who that hasn't happened to.
Well, they're thinking maybe, they'll just drain him of all his cells and shoot up everybody else with it.
Yeah, what I think we ought to do is take that kid, take all his blood, and dedicate him to science.
That's right, we'll just chop him up.
Or like a monkey, we should open up his head, hook up his brain to a bunch of electrodes and see if we can find something out about him.
Hey, one more thing.
So we can go back to having sex without rubbers.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing before I go, dude.
Yeah.
Check the math and the bags on the OJ thing.
Yeah, well, we've all checked the math. Yeah. OJ had 6 bags, came back with like 2.
Who else was in the bag?
Gee, I wonder who did it.
Oh, that was so great yesterday when Carl Douglas had the guy from the airport on the stand.
Yeah.
And he said, in fact, you never saw Mr. Simpson standing next to those garbage cans. And he goes, yes, he did. He was standing right next to him.
Yeah. He took his bags, threw them in the garbage. What's the matter with you?
Guy couldn't say yes to save his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish the guy would have just said, you know what? The whole case would have been over if the guy just said, you know what? I checked those bags. They go, well, these the bags? Yeah. It was black bag covered in blood. Then the case would have been over. I actually saw OJ eat 2 bags. And that sky cap was like sort of belligerent, too. He was like, hey, Your Honor, I'm thirsty, man. Can't I get a cold glass of water or what? The guy's on the stand for 10 minutes.
What kind of place is this?
Yeah, he needs a cold glass of water. Hey, man.
Cool.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's a sky cab. He's going to...
Refresh my drink.
Yeah. Can I get something a little stronger than water?
They told me this was a bar.
But, so now it turns out OJ had a bunch of bags that he brought to Chicago with him, but a couple of the bags disappeared.
Yeah, where does OJ stash all these bags?
Well, one of the bags...
my bags, man.
Turns out one of the bags had Nicole's head in it.
That was the bowling bag.
Yeah, he was going to go bowling in Chicago. And then they said, well, OJ went over to some garbage pails with the bags, and then those 2 bags never made it in.
Wham the bags, OJ.
Hey, OJ, you want me to tag them bags in the garbage? No, that would not be necessary.
You want to take that bag?
And then they asked him about the trash truck.
Yeah.
Well, they be putting out some fumes, man. They need to kill us every night.
Yeah, they're pretty sure that at least the prosecution feels that the bloody clothes and the knife and everything were in that bag. And then OJ dumped them off at the airport.
Yeah.
It's pretty risky, though, to do that.
Well, he must...
Where else was he going to dump it?
Had some idea that, he just didn't want them around his place. You don't want to dump them near your home.
Yeah, wouldn't you think, though, that somebody would have seen a nice-looking bag like that and taken it out of the garbage?
Especially at the airport.
Yeah.
No kidding. It says OJS on it, too.
Oh, well, if it had his initials, they knew not to take it.
Yeah, they kept showing that thing with OJS on it.
And they said, oh, that's OJ's bag.
He left it in the garbage.
Yeah.
That could belong to anybody with those initials.
Yeah, OJS. OJ. And everyone's like, so I'm reading this thing today about, they did some kind of Harris poll to figure out what people think of the lawyers involved in the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that in the 11 o'clock news.
Yeah, so it turns out that everyone thinks Marsha Clark's doing a real good job.
Mm-hmm.
No, white people think Marsha Clark is doing a good job. Chris Darden, people think, he's okay, nothing great. Johnny Cochran, they said, is doing a pretty good job. Effley Bailey, they say, is totally incompetent.
Yeah, should be dismissed.
Should be dismissed from the case and locked in jail.
Put in a home.
And they say Robert Shapiro they like. You know, these are just idiots who answer these questions. Who has any idea how any of these guys are doing? And they say Judge Ito, very good. They like Judge Ito.
They like the turning over of the
timepiece.
Hourglass every time he walks over for one of those sidebars.
Yeah, but these are just people. They ask him how you like it. They like 46% said, hey, he's doing a good job. 23 say, hey, he's doing a great job. 10 say he sucks, you know. but it's always
I
negative.
never get asked these questions.
Me neither. So then they ask black people. They say, oh, Marsha Clark is terrible. Chris Darden is terrible. The Dream Team, fantastic.
Right. Across the board.
Across the board, terrific.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny, the greatest lawyer ever there was. And OJ, I'm innocent. So evidently, it is still not obvious to black people that OJ killed these two people. They do not. They are, and the problem is they are identifying with the criminal.
Yeah.
They don't care. He's a criminal. It don't matter. I want him free.
Give me Johnny Cochran and a bowl of grits.
Oh, be quiet, you fool. Dope. Listen to that impression. It was embarrassing. It's give me Johnny Cochran and a bowl of grits.
That's how it said.
That's how you're supposed to do it. Thank you.
That's authentic.
I don't know what's going on in the black community, but there's a lot of black people evidently who are polled, and they identify with criminals.
That surprises you?
I think there's LSD in the grape soda.
How many times have you seen people marching and carrying on because the police shot a kid who was stealing a car?
Yeah. Worrying about the kid who stole a car.
Yeah.
I say shoot more of them.
Oh,
Shoot more kids who steal cars.
Well, if you're running from the police, you know, things like that happen.
Let's just find out once and for all if OJ is going to be convicted so we don't have to watch this thing.
Who are
Let's
you gonna ask?
the Cato 8 Ball. Magic Cato 8 Ball. Will OJ be convicted?
Do we just have an earthquake?
That idiot. We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
746 at The Eagle. This is Brad Bax. It's 7:53 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagles toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN. We're back with The Howard Stern Show.
NGK. Jackie the NGK Joke Man Martling to order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette. It is $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. And the Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. And tomorrow night, there's going to be two big shows at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland. For jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service, thank God. You wouldn't want to be paying for that. All right. As long as we're plugging, tonight at 11 p.m., it's the Wacky Hillbilly Girls.
What's that?
That's on E. You remember the two beauty show girls that were in town, and we had them come in, and they let us poke them with a stick? And then they taught me how to examine their breasts for cancer?
Right. Oh, they're going to be on.
Yep. Feel the sexual tension as one girl professes her desire for the other. It's like one of those Jenny Jones shows where one of the other ones admits that she has lesbian feelings for the other.
Yeah, secret crush.
Secret crush. We're taking advantage of that secret crush phenomenon.
Yes, we're stealing from Jenny Jones the same-sex secret crush.
Right.
What she originated.
Yeah, and then we take it one step further. We innovate because we then get them naked and poke them with sticks, which is our innovation. Jenny Jones never did that.
Nope.
Lower than low.
Yeah, and then we learn how to examine their breasts for cancer, which Jenny Jones doesn't teach you. By the way, if there are any girls in our audience who need a breast examination, you can feel free to come down here. I know how to
You're
examine.
offering yourself. You know you missed the painting of green.
I know.
Very upset.
Every year for St. Patty's Day, I paint girls' breasts green, and we missed it this year because I had the flu. And I got to wait a full year to do that. But
I know.
Breast exams are available 24 hours a day here.
All year long.
All year long.
No way to make up St. Pat's Day, huh? Because people were calling.
Really,
saying,
girls?
Yeah, saying, they'd still be into it even though the
really?
passed.
Well, why don't we do it tomorrow?
No. It's a tradition that goes with St. Patrick's.
What do we do for
So what?
Can we do something for April Fool's Day? Well,
No. Why can't we do something tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, please.
I would.
I missed it. That's not right.
It's St. Patrick's Day. It's over.
When's the first day of spring? We missed that?
We missed that, too.
Oh, we're already in spring?
Yeah.
Wow. Feels like winter still.
I know.
The limo's very cold in the morning when I come in. That's how I know it's still winter to me.
Well, Mancow would say, oh, man, I'm not one of those limo guys.
Yeah, well, Mancox says he is. Mancox is here. Got a million things to do, and let me just read to you everything we could do.
What happened to the girl who made love to her future mother-in-law?
I could do that.
Don't you think that's an interesting story?
Oh, yeah.
I'm anxious to know how that happened.
Let me get my briefcase. I can find that.
I don't know why you're holding that back from us.
Oh, this I'm holding back from you, too.
What?
This is a memo. I don't know if you saw this. Tom Chiasano, our general manager, doesn't always write memos, but he wrote a memo to the staff. Did you read it?
No. I don't know about this.
He is the stupidest guy.
Tom is a very sweet tan man.
You know what? What's worse than saying something stupid?
Doing something stupid, I would say.
No, putting it in writing.
Oh, right.
Evidently, Tom was asked by the company to write a memo to all of us
yes.
regarding radio ownership deregulation. Our company buys a lot of radio stations. In our company's opinion, the company that we work for, I mean, personally, I don't care. But they feel they should be allowed to buy 100 radio stations if they want to. Personally, I agree with them. I believe in the freedom of the marketplace.
Do you also agree that they should be able to buy up more radio stations than is already allowed in the same market?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that if someone wants to buy 10 million radio stations, if they've got the money to do it and they want to run these things, let them do it.
It wouldn't bother you if every station in New York was owned by the same company?
No. Would not bother me at all. As long as it serviced the marketplace, which I think it would, because the guy wants to make money, he's going to service the marketplace.
Yes, but he's also going to control a lot of what you hear.
Yeah, and what are you hearing that needs no control?
Well, I don't know.
Exactly.
But suppose, then you really got a lock on the industry. The music record companies have to kowtow to you.
Hey, I wish it was me.
You get to decide what's news.
Look, please. I believe you could buy what, to me, the government should not be involved in any aspect of the free marketplace. So anyway, Tom wrote a memo encouraging all employees. He was told by the owners of the station to write this memo.
Why didn't they just write it themselves?
Because they wanted to make it seem like Tom was the boss.
Okay. Well, why didn't they write it and have Tom put his name on it?
Because they figured, we got to give Tom something to do.
Oh, okay.
So they give Tom the assignment of writing a memo to the staff, encouraging the staff to write to their senators.
Okay. How long do you think it took Tom to compose
this
letter?
Well, a teacher would say he put no effort into this. They say it took
Tom
5 seconds.
Would have put effort into it.
I believe Tom put tons of effort into this.
That's scary.
There's no way that a normal human being could have reread this and put it out the way it was.
Oh.
Listen to this. I'll give you the sentences make no sense. This is our general manager. To the staff from Tom Chiasano regarding radio ownership deregulation.
Okay, now you're excited. Tom's written to you.
Yeah, I was excited to get it. Tom very rarely writes. And tell me if the sentence makes sense. If it makes sense, I'll stop right here. Last week, the U.S. Senate... Stop the noise. I want people to concentrate. All right. Tell me if I'm crazy.
Okay.
Last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you, by helping the radio industry continue to grow, they dropped the ball.
Wait a minute.
I read
you got to read it again.
That's the first sentence. Should I read it again?
I got to read it again.
Okay. I sat down to read this because I care what Tom thinks. And I said, I must have no reading comprehension because I don't know what this sentence means.
You know what I thought? Maybe he wrote it out longhand and then typed it and left out a whole phrase or something.
Well, about 10 people have come to me so far and said, did you read Tom's memo? Everyone is laughing about it.
Because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like something is missing in the sentence.
Well, I'll read you the other sentences. I don't think it can keep happening. So everyone said, did you read Tom's memo? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't understand it. They go, neither did I.
Oh.
And they said, well, maybe it's how Tom talks, because sometimes you know how Tom pauses a lot?
Yeah.
Like maybe if he read it to us, it would make sense.
Yeah. All right, well, read me that sentence again.
All right,
because
okay.
I'm trying to...
Last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you, comma, by helping the radio industry continue to grow, comma, they dropped the ball.
There's
no sentence there.
No,
There's no thought.
no.
What is he... Now, you got to ask yourself, what is he trying to say?
The U.S. Senate had an opportunity...
Want me to read it to you again?
Blah, blah, blah. You know, first of all, those commas don't belong there.
This sentence is a festival of ignorance. There's no other way to put it.
So give me the second sentence. Maybe it clears up.
All right. All right. It gets worse. You read it, right, Jackie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I read that first sentence about 5 times. I
All
thought,
right.
well, it's just a mistake, and then you keep going.
All right, here you go. Fortunately, it is not too late, comma. This is a democracy, and we've got a voice, period. Okay. All right, that sentence made sense.
Okay.
All right. Now, this next one's a doozy, so hang on to your hat.
All right.
In WXRK's case, it is, comma, 62 people strong, and I urge each and every one of you to exercise yours, comma, by writing to your senators.
Oh, boy.
Exercising what?
I know what he's trying to say, but he's leaving out things.
I told you the guy was stupid.
What, did he do this while he was jogging?
No, he's golfing. He was with OJ.
No, I must imagine that he was dictating while he jogged and he gulped words and nobody heard them.
Anyway, it goes on and on, the memo. I mean, I only got that far in the memo. Did you get any further, Jackie?
Yeah, I read the whole thing.
In
Does it get better?
WXRK's case, it is 62 people strong.
And I urge each and every one of you to exercise yours, comma, by writing to your senators.
You know, there's run-on sentences, and the grammar's bad, and it's just real weird. It's like something
wait a minute.
he got done like when he had 5 minutes till.
I know what this is.
Yeah.
This was his rough draft. It fell into the wrong hands.
Well, you want to ask him?
Boy, she's being nice.
Hey, Tom, would we be out of line to ask you what happened here?
No, that would make sense. That this is the rough draft, then it was corrected, but the wrong one was zero.
Right.
No.
But he must have given it to upper management to read, but I think they just didn't read it.
No.
They figured, well, hey, let him just do what he wants.
Nobody.
Tom, what went wrong? What? Eat you? Tom, what are you mad at me for? Don't be mad at me. I didn't write this
Let him
thing.
read it to you, Howard.
Seriously, did you read this?
Yeah.
You wrote it, really?
Yes.
You wrote this?
Yeah.
And that was the draft you wanted copied.
Is this the wrong draft or the right draft?
I stand by my original statement.
Which is, eat me?
Right. Well, that I understand.
Got that one right.
Let me read the sentence to you. You explain it to me.
I know exactly what it means. You don't have
do?
to read. Yeah.
Hey, you read it. What college did you go to?
Puppy City,
No,
remember?
really, what college did you go to?
I went to St. Bernard College.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
St. Bernard
What kind of
College.
retard school like you went
Did you go to St. Bernard College?
Yeah. A dog that carries liquor.
And you stole your diploma, you said?
Yeah.
No, let me read this to you. You tell me.
I heard you read it. I don't know.
Did I read it in an odd way?
Did you understand it when you heard it?
Yeah, I know. Of course, they're my words. I know exactly what I was thinking when I wrote it.
But you somehow
Is it on the paper?
You'll admit that it's an awkward sentence.
Because we're not in your head, Tom.
You shouldn't write memos.
Oh, yes, you are. You have no idea.
Why do you write memos? Why would you write memos? Have someone else write them. Ask me to do it.
Next time
I can do better
Let
than
him
this.
read it first before you get it.
Yeah, let me proofread it.
Okay.
Who proofread this? Did anybody proofread it? Sure. Who? Your wife?
I think the proof was
Your wife's a good writer.
Yeah, absolutely, she is.
She's a really good writer.
Yeah.
Maybe she should write the memo.
Yeah, why don't you let her proof
Next time she will.
You should use it like Nancy Reagan was using in the White House.
Next
She
time
was really the president.
So that's a good idea.
You think Penelope's running the station?
Listen to this. Listen to this. Wait a second, Tom. Last week, the U.S. Senate
had an opportunity to help you.
Had the opportunity to help you,
by helping the radio industry continue to grow.
What's the comma about?
They dropped the ball.
Right.
But what's the comma?
Show him. Maybe he hadn't seen it.
Oh, he read it right. Last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you, comma, by helping the radio industry continue to grow, comma, they dropped the ball.
Right.
That should have been period, and then they dropped the ball as its own sentence.
Yeah.
Or put a but in there.
Right.
I'm at a loss to say what to do. the one that I don't get, in WXRK's case,
it's 62 people strong.
And I urge each and every one of you to exercise yours.
Your what?
Your voice.
Yeah, but you got to say it.
You don't say that, Tom.
You got to say it by exercising your voice.
Where?
Where do you say voice?
It refers back to the other sentence that didn't make sense.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Read the other sentence again.
But I mean, that's the way I communicate. I communicate informally.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Inference. That's very informal.
Read the first sentence because
you know what, Robin, please.
Can we move on?
Just enough. He wants to move on. It's very embarrassing.
No, he wrote this in Hawaii after 5 Mai Tai. No.
He was drunk on the beach.
No, this is maybe the worst memo I've ever read. You've got to work on that. Because people judge you by your memos.
Okay.
It's like presidents are judged by their speeches. They have other people write their speeches because they know they're going to be judged. You should just get somebody. You get your wife to write this junk.
Okay, well.
You shouldn't be embarrassed by this kind of stuff. You want to take this?
I would be, but you were reading it.
No, believe me, about 10 people came up to me about this one. This was a doozy. This was the talk of the station.
I'm happy.
You go back and work on this.
You know, stick to bumper stickers. No, you know what he should do?
What?
He should stick to bumper stickers.
You know what you should do?
You're good at bumper stickers.
Write your senators, will you?
All right.
Give that to a school teacher and have her correct.
Oh.
Ooh. You know, that's a great idea.
I go back to my original statement. Doesn't that suck when you write something and Howard gets a hold of it?
You know what? I got a perfect idea, Howard.
I can't wait to hear this one.
We can have the memo blown up.
Right.
On a big board.
Put it on buses.
Have the teacher come in and with a big red pen.
No, you can't.
Circle.
I can have my daughter's 5th grade teacher come in.
Just fix it up so that we can sit with him with a pointer and point out to Tom what he did.
All right, I can get a 3rd grade teacher to come in.
Yeah. Because that's, simple grammar we're talking here.
Yeah, Tom, I bet you get a D.
Oh, thanks.
Congratulations.
But we want everybody to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Better than I got in college, so.
Man, Tom, what happened here? Were you drunk or what?
When was the last time you wrote something?
Do you want to offer an explanation? Do you want to offer an explanation on this?
No. Yes.
Do you want to say anything in your defense?
I go back to my original statement.
Eat me.
Yeah. Maybe the period's broken on his typewriter.
Is that it?
He can only use commas?
The grammar check. Here's my defense: is the grammar check on the computer didn't work.
I won't read the rest of this.
Thanks.
That's it. It never clears up, Howard.
Snowball.
It's not well written. There's not a clear thought in this memo. There's a bunch of thoughts, but they're not exactly put together right.
Oh, Tom.
I mean, I read it. I felt bad for you.
Yesterday
I'll proofread this stuff.
When you said that Cato was his hero, now begins.
No. He said that. I didn't say that. He said
let's just the magic Cato 8-ball if Tom is smart. Magic Cato 8-ball, is Tom smart?
Yes.
Oh. Cato thinks you're smart.
Your idol.
He is my hero. I take it back. He is my hero.
Cato, are you smarter than Tom?
I didn't. No, I don't remember.
All right, Tom. I'm gonna have a teacher look this over.
I'm gonna.
All right, thank you. That's our general manager, Tom Chiasano, who urges us to do something. We're not sure. Something with the Senate.
Yours.
Something with the voice.
We urge you to exercise yours.
Yes, urge you to exercise yours. Right. Please, everybody. What is it, Fa-Fa-Fo-Like?
No, I thought if we were getting on to our next subject...
we should call Tom Hemingway from now on. General Manager Hemingway. What do you think? For who the bell comma tolls. Right. I like it. All right. Well, Tom's a good golfer, though. Let's just mention that. He's not completely...
Bars and birdies are my strength, absolutely.
This is probably just one bad memo. You've probably written many good ones.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Well, want to bring us some of your others?
Take them out.
You don't write a lot of memos. You're not a memo kind of general manager.
Absolutely not.
How did this one come about? Did management ask you to...
Well, no, because I wanted everybody to get it and have a chance to talk to each person individually.
Right.
Therefore, I wrote the memo.
Right.
Did you help us compose our letter to Congress?
By talking and communicating directly with people, not by writing memos.
But also, if you go on the 4th page of that thing, the owners of the company urge him to write this memo.
Oh, I see. So they forced you into it. Normally, you wouldn't do that. You would probably have communicated individually.
Before I ever written
Did you write a letter to Congress?
Tom, have you written your own letter to Congress yet?
Absolutely.
Oh, you have?
Sure.
Did we see that?
Did anybody proofread that?
No.
Do they know what you want?
Dear Congress, Did you get a letter back from your congressman? Imagine it comes back with corrections and stuff. D-. All right, Tom, look, you did the best you could. You messed up this one time, that's all. All right. Very good, Tom. Congratulations on your memo.
I'm sorry I sent Howard into his briefcase. He wouldn't have found that.
I really wasn't going to get to that today.
No.
She told me to look for the letter from the woman who made love to her mother-in-law.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Right, thank you, Tom.
I didn't know anything about that.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. Very good.
Compared to the woman who made love to her mother-in-law, how does Tom do as a writer?
Oh, the woman's much better than Tom.
Really?
Yeah. All right, Tom, thank you.
The listeners, we love the listeners because they have great ideas. They figured out a way for you to make up the St. Patrick's Day thing.
Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
On Friday, the 14th of April, you should have women come in, and you can paint their breasts like Easter eggs.
Oh, well, there you go. It's Easter.
Plus, it's a new tradition.
Okay, well, there you go. We're going to plan for that.
Oh, boy.
And also breast cancer examination.
There you go. You can do it either that day.
Yeah, I'll help women with their breasts.
Or both.
Yes, that's possible. Paint them and check them for cancer. Hopefully by then, I'll figure out how to remove the cancer, too. Could actually operate on the women.
Or just heal it with
Right.
Your superpowers.
Right. Let's take a break.
I don't know how you could bring up that memo on the air.
You don't think I embarrassed Tom, do you?
I don't think there's any other way to bring it up.
You reread that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you, like, flipping out when you read it?
Well, I noticed that it didn't make sense a little bit at the beginning, but I would never bring it up.
Because you actually weren't one of the people who came up to me. I've literally heard from about 10 people on that memo.
I just heard from one.
Really? I heard about 10.
Did you read this thing?
That was one of them. John Sanchez, he hardly speaks English, and he couldn't believe.
He was commenting.
Yeah, he was like, what is this?
Mucho confuso.
Muy stupido. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
More to come when the Howard Stern Show returns in a moment. 97.1 The Eagle.
812 at The Eagle. This is Brad.
Hey, what is this, brother? All right. Let me tell you about Brother.
You don't mean the music is brother.
No, I mean the... Do you like this? I added this yesterday. You know what this is?
What is it?
Just listen for a while. You'll figure it out. Some guy sent this to me. I can't say what it is. You got to use your imagination. It's all made with human sounds, though. What? Anyway, Brother makes a great laser printer. If you want a laser printer, I am telling you, you can afford one now from Brother.
How is anybody supposed to pay attention to what you're saying?
No, it's just a sound bed. Just don't get hung up on what it is.
The conversations you say you don't like to have.
I know. Anyway, the Brother HL600 is a great laser printer. And listen to this. This is the best part of all. $399 is the starting price of the Brother HL600 series. $399 and you're doing a laser printer. 45 built-in typeface. 200 sheet envelope thing. 6-page. Fred, you ought to use this for all the commercials.
I think it's a winner.
6-page per minute laser printer. Unbelievable. And it's made by Brother. Staples, Office Max, J&R Music World, Tops Appliance City, and other fine dealers. That's Brother.
Brothers. It's 820 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN. Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah.
You know that number you told me to call?
Yeah.
Nobody's answering. Not even a machine or anything.
Oh.
Probably went to work.
She didn't give you a work number.
Yeah, this woman wrote me who, I have so many letters I'm carrying around, but...
Can he, at some point, call her and see what is a good time to reach her?
Yeah, well, he's going to try and track her down. This woman got it on with her future mother-in-law. It's such a sexy letter, too. Want to hear it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, well, then we can get her on the phone. Dear Howard, I'm a 23-year-old brunette, brown eyes, 5'10", 119 pounds, D cup, 34, 23, 33. You got the picture now? I'm engaged to be married in November. Last month, my fiance's mother flew in from Miami to visit, and she stayed with me. She's 39 years old, about 5'8", around 110 pounds, I'm guessing, somewhere around there.
You're guessing or she's guessing?
No, she's guessing. I'm reading you the letter. And definitely a D cup. She's an aerobics instructor, so she's in great shape, absolutely gorgeous. One night, we go to a club. We're all having a great time. And while his mother didn't exactly come on to me, there was subtle signs that something was going on. Just the way she danced with me and the way she helped me brush my hair when we went to the ladies' room. So that you get the picture, they go to a club, and the mother's like kind of all over her.
Right.
And the mother's an aerobics instructor.
You don't have to repeat that.
And I got to get guys into this. Trust me, you do. All right, see, if I had her on the phone, I could find out what they were wearing and everything. But anyway, when we got home, we were both a little drunk. As we were sitting on the couch, she began massaging my neck and shoulders. As she massaged my neck, she turned her body and was now sitting on my lap. I remember thinking, this is crazy. And then we began kissing.
Oh, my.
It was very soft, very gentle at this point. As I pulled away, I glimpsed down at her legs, which were spread as they were straddling me. She was wearing a mini skirt, and for the first time, I noticed that she was not wearing any panties. Howard, I swear to you that nothing like this has ever happened to me before, and I was scared. It was like the first time all over again. I guess it was the beer, but at this point, I just kind of knew that it was going to happen, so I just decided to relax and enjoy it. We made love all night. It was absolutely incredible. The reason I'm writing is my fiancé found out, and now we've broken up. What a fool. I get the mom and her in bed together.
Well, he doesn't want to be worried that, wait a minute. You're saying the fiancé should get mom and wife in bed? You're crazy.
Menage a trois.
You're crazy.
Nobody seems to understand, but I know that you will. See, I do understand. And I know that you could talk some sense into him.
So she wants you to help her get her fiancé back.
Yeah. Howard, I love him with all my heart. I know I heard him by... This is like a Casey Kasem letter. This part is like,
Howard, I love him with all my heart. I know I heard him by making love to his mother, but he doesn't see the good in it. I know you could explain it to him.
I want you to explain it to me. Where's the good?
Yeah, what's the good in it? Even I'd have trouble explaining that. Did you get a hold of her?
Sort of.
What do you mean?
I just spoke to her. It turns out that she didn't write this letter.
Yeah.
However, everything in it is true.
Who wrote it?
And she's really weirded out. She said she only told one person, who was her best friend.
Right.
And she thinks her best friend wrote it, although her best friend denies it. So she's listening to the radio because she doesn't even know what's in the letter.
Right.
But
would she come on the air?
She's going to listen to it. I have to call her back in 5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then she's going to figure out what's going on.
See, I think I can help her.
How could you go wrong?
Right.
Yeah, hook up with the mother. Forget the fiancé.
Yeah, can I get her and the mother down here? To be honest, I cannot say that it will never happen again. It was such an incredible experience. I cannot say what will happen in the future.
Yeah, she's going to marry into this family, she was hoping anyway.
Yeah, well, at least they get along. Most mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws don't get along.
That's true.
None of this changes my feelings for him. Howard, please help me. And then she gave a phone number here, so hopefully I'll be able to help her and get more details.
So that's the whole letter?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a sexy letter, and I'd like to hear more details.
Did you ever imagine your mother and your wife getting it on?
Yeah, well, I would probably choke on my own vomit before I'd want to see that. My mom would... Dear Howard, my name is Allison Stern. I have a story to tell you. We went to the club, and your mother sat on my lap and nearly crushed my legs. She must weigh, I'm guessing, 170 pounds with double Ds. She spread her legs. I noticed she was wearing giant panties. They almost looked like shorts. They were so big. Obviously, the woman's never shaven in her entire life, her legs or her private area. The mess that is your mother was coming on to me like crazy.
Nothing like this had ever happened before, and believe me, I was scared.
Yeah. I tried to run away, but my hand got caught under her massive buttocks and nearly ripped on her girdle. I wish your mother was an aerobics instructor. Unfortunately, she's a woman who just sits around the house all day.
I was caught up in a web of spandex.
Yeah. So there's the story. Anyway, let me see if I'll take a break and see if I can get this woman on the air. We'll be back.
You better talk to her off the air.
Yeah.
I don't think Gary might know the magic words to encourage her to talk to us.
Yeah. Let me go see if I know those magic words. I think you're abracadabra.
Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
8:26 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. It's 8:33 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern all morning. Pure rock all day. Howard, Harley, and Pure Rock. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
All right, I think I have this woman on the phone now. I'm going to help her. Can I speak to her now?
Yes. She's going by the name Melissa.
Melissa, okay.
She's really nervous.
Melissa, don't be nervous.
I'll try.
So are you a fan of the show?
Yes.
And your friend knew your story. I guess you confided in her.
Yeah.
And she wrote me this letter under your name.
Mhm.
But yet you say everything in it is true.
From what I heard, I didn't hear what you were saying from the beginning, but from what I heard, yeah.
All right, let me walk you through this. Don't be nervous because I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you because I happen to understand what happened to you.
Okay.
All right. Let's start right from the beginning. So how old are you again?
I'm 21.
All right, you're 21. You're a very young girl, aren't you?
Mhm.
All right. Would you say that you're very pretty?
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of guys come on to you?
Yeah.
How much you weigh?
About 117.
117. How tall?
5'10".
Oh, so you're a tall girl.
Mhm.
Almost
Very
model-esque. Very thin legs?
Yeah.
Thin, long legs. What cup size? D, it said?
A D.
Who do you look like that's famous? Give me somebody that I can focus in on. Do people ever say you look like someone?
No. Tony Katane.
Really? So you're very big chested, and when you go to the beach or something, do you wear a thong?
No.
What do you wear? Bikinis?
Yeah.
So you've got a very tight body, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I work at it.
And you have long hair and
Mhm. Long
D's,
dark hair. Yeah.
long thin legs.
Mhm.
Would you describe yourself as a girl who enjoys wearing panties, or you like to be free of that piece of cloth?
It depends. I mean, depends on my mood, I guess.
Right. So you've actually walked around in a short dress and no panties, haven't you?
Sure.
So you're pretty open sexually. I mean, you're open to all kinds of things.
Yeah, I am.
And because you're good looking, you've always had people coming on to you in a sexual way. So you're used to having a lot of sexual feelings, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. I would like to know her previous sexual history.
Please, Robin. I'm just totally aroused right now.
That's why I'm trying to calm you down.
I've got a tall Tony Katane with D's. Did you say double D's or D? D. And they're not sloppy at all. Let's slow down here a second. Everyone calm down. So, like, for example, we woke you out of bed. What were you sleeping in? Were you totally naked?
No.
What do you like to wear when you sleep?
A T-shirt, you know.
T-shirt with no panties?
Yeah.
And are you you're very shaved?
Sometimes.
Right.
Not right now, but sometimes.
Could you say that you...
But you're not very hairy.
Right, you're not a hairy girl.
No.
So you barely have to shave. Understood.
Trying to help you down.
Yeah, right.
Got into a little trouble.
Yeah. Went limp. So you like to sleep in a T-shirt, and you might say that all the T-shirts are a little tight on you because you're very big-chested.
Usually, yes.
Yeah. It's hard to find a shirt that would even not cling to you.
Right.
So most times these are T-shirts that are probably very short and only probably go to your belly button.
Sometimes.
Right. Like the one you're wearing now.
Like the one I'm wearing.
Where does that come down to?
Right above my navel.
Right above your navel. Yeah. So what you're really sleeping in is almost, it looks like a mini bra.
A mini bra.
Right, with no bottoms and this very, very tight body of yours.
Right.
I mean, to weigh 117 at 5'10" is incredible. What color hair?
Brown.
Brown. Blue eyes?
No, brown eyes.
Brown eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Tony Katane.
You have any problem breathing? Is that cold coming back?
Yeah, I can't get any air. I have to unbuckle my pants. So, anyway, obviously you fell in love with this guy, and it says that you love him very much in the letter, and it was time to meet his mother.
Well, I had known his mother. We've been together since high school, so I had known his mother through high school. She moved away. She doesn't really live close by to us anymore.
Had you ever picked up sexual vibes from her before during high school and stuff?
No. I mean, she's...
Did you notice that she was an attractive woman all the years that you knew her?
Definitely. She's gorgeous, and I've always, looked at her as being just a beautiful person.
Now, I take it that she is no longer married, so she was single, right?
Right. She's divorced.
She's divorced and probably hot on the singles scene, right? I mean, a lot of guys probably always come on to her.
Yeah, I'd imagine. She does have a current boyfriend right now.
But let me ask you this. When you used to go over to the house and stuff, would she be in various stages of undress? Because it's just another, it's a girl coming over to visit her son. Would she sometimes be braless, walking around in a T-shirt or something like this?
She does go braless quite often.
And what does she look like? How much would you say she weighs?
I don't know, maybe 110.
110, aerobics instructor?
Yes.
Extremely tight body?
Oh, extremely.
Big-chested woman?
Yes.
What would you say, C, D?
I'd have to say a C.
A full C?
Yeah.
And is this she's sort of a tease? Well, who does she look like that's famous? Give us
this one's so easy. I have always, since the day I met her, I have always thought she looks like Lita Ford.
Lita Ford, the rock singer, like the blonde bombshell rock singer.
She's a dead ringer for her.
And how tall would you say she is?
5'8".
5'8". So you two are very statuesque when you stand next to each other because you're both big women.
Yeah.
And you're both big-chested women.
Yeah. Right.
And you both have very, very tight bodies. So it's probably a very sexy picture just seeing the two of you together.
I think so.
Yeah. So you go, all through high school you're dating this guy and you go over the house and stuff. Had you ever even considered having sex with a woman during high school, or had you ever thought about women?
No more than probably other women do. I mean, like in bed with my fiance, we've discussed our fantasies. We're both pretty open sexually. And,
I see.
I mean, it was just a fantasy.
Right, but you never acted on being with a woman.
Oh, no.
And with all the years that you saw his mother, and you go over the house, was she always dressed provocatively when you went to the house?
No, I wouldn't say provocatively.
Did you see her in her exercise clothing?
Yeah, in her exercise clothing.
And you'd admire her body and look at her and say, wow, she's really pretty. But you never said to yourself, gee, I'd like to kiss her.
No.
Or maybe it was in the back of your mind that, what a really attractive woman.
Well, I think, we're both attractive, and we're both, I think, sexually open. And I think that,
Did you ever talk to her about sex before? Had it ever come up in private when you were having good discussion with her?
No.
I see. And so it had been pretty much just a friendly relationship between you and the mother.
Right.
Had you ever gone clothes shopping together where you had occasion to see each other nude?
We've gone clothes shopping, but we've never seen each other nude before.
And when the two of you would go clothes shopping, would men stare at the two of you together and look? Would they think of you?
I imagine. I didn't really. I'm not really one. I probably sound like I am, but I'm not really one to notice that.
Are you the type of girl who likes to go out? And what do you normally wear? Would you wear a very short mini skirt, no stockings, maybe a thong, panties, high heels, and a shirt that barely covers your belly button? Would that be a typical outfit for you?
Not a typical outfit, but it would definitely be something I would wear.
You would wear that, and men would stare at you, but you enjoy the stares that men give you.
Oh, sure.
Screw your boyfriend. I'll have sex with you.
You can't marry her, though.
I'll marry you. Believe me, I'll dump my wife for you. And you can get it on with my mother. I got to give a rat's ass. As long as you're there for me when I get home. All right, so wait a second. So when you would go to the mall, let's say, and go shopping with your mother-in-law, maybe she would be wearing a very similar outfit to you, and probably people would mistake you for sisters, not a mother-daughter combination, would they?
Definitely. Even that night we were at a bar, and that happened a couple times.
Right. Okay, so the night that you decide to... Now, I take it that your husband wasn't there that night, that you and your mother-in-law decide to go to a bar.
My fiancé, no.
Right.
Well, actually, he was at the bar with us, but then we went back to my place, and he left.
Okay, so let's get this straight. So
wait a minute. Well, did any of the stuff that sort of clued you in that your mother-in-law was into you happen before he left?
Looking back, we were at the bar, and we were in the ladies' room together.
Well, let's go through the story, and we'll decide at what point your mother-in-law became aggressive. Let me take you through it.
Oh, I thought you had done this.
No, you didn't miss anything. So let me take you to that night. So I guess everyone had decided to go to a bar to celebrate the fact that you were becoming family, right?
Right.
And your boyfriend goes, and what did you wear for the bar that night?
I was wearing jeans and a white T-shirt.
Would you describe these jeans as very tight?
Yeah, they were definitely tight.
Right, and what kind of shoes?
I was wearing boots.
Boots? High-heeled boots?
No, more like work boots.
Oh, like work boots?
Yeah.
With white socks?
Right.
And the tight jeans, and I suppose with the tight jeans, panties were not necessary.
No, panties were necessary.
Oh, they were? And what type of panties were you wearing? This is all important so I can just visualize the night. Were you wearing thong panties?
No, just a pair of
panties. Bikini panties?
Yeah.
And when you sit down in a pair of pants like this, I mean, there's no flab that sticks out over your pants.
No,
you have a very extremely tight body.
Yes.
There's no fat on you.
No.
The only thing that's really protruding are your giant chest. Am I correct? Yes.
Yes.
And what type of shirt were you wearing with these tight jeans?
Just a white T-shirt.
A white T-shirt, braless?
No.
No, you had a bra on.
Yes.
But the T-shirt clings to you, and obviously your chest is very prominently displayed when you wear such a T-shirt. But you felt like dressing sexy that night.
Right.
Why not? You're with your fiancé. You want him to be proud of you, and why not show off some of your assets?
Sure.
And what happened? Did they pick you up to go to the bar, or did they meet you there?
Well, no, what happened was my future mother-in-law and her boyfriend had come into town, and they were staying at my apartment because I have more room.
I see. So everyone got ready for the evening together.
Right. Basically.
And where was your mother-in-law getting dressed for the night's festivities?
In my guest room.
She was in the guest room. And would she come into your room while you were getting dressed for the night?
Will you come on?
You don't understand, guys. Guys, are you with this?
You know, all of a sudden...
It's sounding real good.
Yeah, okay.
It's longer than the night they spent together.
Yeah, women don't understand this. Yeah. Are you in a hurry? I mean, do you have to be somewhere?
Here we go again with did your mother-in-law happen to walk into the room?
Robin, please. You don't have a penis.
It's like the OJ trial.
No, I have to get all information so everyone can visualize. We need build-up, okay? As you were getting ready for the evening's festivities, did your mother-in-law happen to come in while you were getting dressed? Would she stop in, maybe borrow some lipstick, or would you be in various stages of undress so she could see you and see your naked body?
Yeah, in fact, she came in and she helped me do my hair.
Oh, she did? And what were you wearing at that point when she came in to help you with your hair?
I really don't remember. I think I was still just wearing a towel from my shower.
All right, so you had a towel on, you had stepped out of the shower, and all you had on was a towel wrapped around your chest, and so that it barely covered your legs, am I correct?
Right.
It was not a huge towel by any means. So you had it wrapped around your chest, and the towel would come down to where? Would your private area be exposed out of the bottom of the towel?
No.
It wouldn't. It would just barely cover it.
Yeah.
Would I be correct? Would your butt cheeks be hanging out of the bottom of the towel?
Not unless I bent over.
Only if you bent over.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Now, the reason I need this information is because I'm compiling an evening. Do you understand? I'm piecing it together.
Do we have to spend every moment with them?
Yes. When stuff like this is going on, yeah. So she comes in and says, hey, do you want me to help you with your hair? And what's your mother-in-law wearing at this point? She couldn't have been fully dressed yet.
Oh, she was.
She was.
Dressed.
And what was she wearing for the night out?
She was wearing, it was kind of a loose-fitting mini dress.
Mini dress? Well, you say a dress. In other words, it was one piece.
Right.
Very loose-fitting.
It was tight-fitting up through her chest, and then it kind of got loose around her hips and legs.
Right, I understand. Very feminine, very frilly at the bottom.
Right.
And what would you say? It came up to like the bottom of her thighs?
I'd say midway between, like midway to her knee.
Right. So she looked pretty hot.
Oh, definitely.
Right. And you were checking her out, and you're in your bath towel, but you didn't have any sexual thoughts at that point.
No.
Maybe you did a little. You were saying, hey, she's really good looking.
Yeah, I was definitely checking her out, but I don't know that I was looking at her, like, sexually.
Now, you say she helped you with your hair. Now, which hair are we talking about? The hair on your head?
Yes.
Okay, just have to clarify. So what is it? You're standing there and she says, I'd like to help you with your hair?
No, she was kind of admiring. My hair's very thick and very curly, and she was just kind of admiring it, and she helped me blow it dry. My hair takes a long time to blow dry, and she just helped me blow it dry.
What kind of shoes is she wearing?
I don't know
high
what
heels?
to call them. Yeah, they had heels. They were like open in the back, kind of like a clog.
Oh, you're talking about, you know what, you're talking about espadrilles.
I guess. I mean, they're closed around the toe and open in
Those are like sort of like mules.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, your mother-in-law knows how to dress. And you didn't know it yet, but there were no panties on underneath that little frilly piece of cloth that she was wearing that you call a dress.
There weren't later in the evening. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know about it at this point.
Yeah.
It would not be fair to put you on the witness stand and say that you...
You can't say.
Right.
About
Right,
that
I can't say.
She might have ditched them at the airport. So she helped you blow out your hair and stuff. Did she compliment you at times? Did her hand slip onto your chest or anything like that?
No, not right
Nothing
now.
sexual. All right. So she was complimenting you and this and said, oh, we're excited. We're going out to the bar.
Right.
All right.
You weren't thinking anything at this point, did you?
No.
Didn't have a thought in the world. Now, as you got dressed, did your mother-in-law stay in the room and watch you?
No, she left. And
She left after your hair was done, and then you dried yourself off. And obviously you had some work to be done because you have a very, very ample supply of body. Very feminine. And you get yourself dressed in your tight jeans, bikini panties, and short T-shirt, short clinging T-shirt to your double Ds.
Mm-hmm.
And you all get in the car, the boyfriend, the fiancé, the mother-in-law, future mother-in-law, and yourself.
No, her boyfriend stayed home. He said he wasn't feeling well.
That's right.
So just the three of you.
Just the three of you, the mother-in-law in the back. Were you two in the back together?
Actually, we took separate cars.
Oh, okay.
His mother and I rode together, and he had some friends with him, and they rode in his car.
I see. So you go in the car, you go to the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and how does things progress once you're at the bar between you and your mother-in-law?
Well, they didn't really. I mean,
Did you start to dance together?
We were dancing together.
And the two of you must make a sight together when you dance. I mean, a lot of guys are like looking and saying stuff.
Yeah, we got a few propositions.
Right. And did the two of you start giggling about that? Like, oh, wow, we must look really hot together. All these guys want us.
Right.
Well, why were they dancing together?
Well, sometimes girls dance together.
Yeah.
No, none of those guys wanted to dance with the mother or the girl?
At times. I mean, it wasn't all night. It was, every once in a while we get up and dance. And
now, let me ask you something. When you were dancing, would and you were drinking at the time.
Yeah.
Would your mother-in-law maybe put her hands on your hips, or would she, would you...
Were you dirty dancing, or were you dancing separate?
No, we were dancing separately.
Right, and you were both admiring each other. At that point, did you start to feel any sexual feelings toward your mother-in-law?
I was feeling very sexy. And
right,
I don't know
general.
whether it was towards her or just in general, but I was definitely getting...
Aroused.
Yeah.
And you were getting aroused by her, weren't you?
Probably.
Yeah. And did she say anything to you to indicate that perhaps she was starting to feel sexy?
No, not really.
All right, so you were having these thoughts, and you probably felt you probably didn't even analyze it that much. It was strange, but who cared? You just felt sexy and turned on.
Right.
And because you were getting all this attention at the bar, and your mother-in-law looked good.
What was your boyfriend doing? Was he watching you and his mother?
He was dancing with us part of the night, and he was, I wasn't really watching him that much.
You couldn't even think about it.
Yeah, screw him. So, she's had him already.
Mom.
So, at some point he left, didn't he?
No, you mean when we got home?
Well, okay. So he stays at the bar the whole time. And what happens? You guys go to the bathroom together, you and your mother-in-law?
Yeah, well, it was actually, it was me and my mother-in-law and one of my girlfriends. And, we all, girls like to go to the ladies' room together.
Right.
We went into the ladies' room, and again, she was helping me brush my hair.
Right.
And she was kind of, I was having a problem with my neck. My neck felt kind of stiff, and I was kind of, rolling my neck. And
right.
She was helping me. She was rubbing my neck.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't really think anything of it, but...
But it felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, sure.
It was very nice, a light woman's touch.
Right.
As opposed to a rough man.
Right.
And as she was rubbing and stuff, it kind of felt good.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very close to you, and she was dressed in almost nothing, and she looked good, and it was kind of exciting.
Right.
And when you were looking at the mirror with her rubbing you and stuff, did it kind of look pretty?
Well, we weren't in front of the mirror, but I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
What, were you in a stall?
No, we were off to the side. There were other girls in the bathroom,
right.
So we kind of moved off to the side.
Do you think the other girls started to think that, those two are together?
Probably.
Right. So there was that, and you could care less, right?
I was probably too drunk to care at that point.
Right. So you're pretty drunk, and I guess you guys go home. Now, I guess everyone went home. Your boyfriend went home with you, and everyone got in their cars?
Right. He had his friends with him.
It got late in the evening, and that's as far as anything had gone at the bar, right?
Right.
What went on in the bathroom?
There
Then
was
you
no
went out.
kissing or anything.
Just with my fiance.
Right, and then you went and danced some more and stuff, and then you decide to go home.
Was there any designated driver?
Robin, please. So then you go home, designated driver. Cares. So then you go home, and who do you go home with? Your mother-in-law and the rest of the girls?
No, we rode together, just my mother-in-law and I, and my boyfriend followed us home in his car to make sure we got home safely.
And so the two of you were alone. Was there any talk about sex and how sexy the night was, or how good you all looked, or anything like that?
No.
But who was driving, you?
Yeah.
But as you were looking over and talking to your mother-in-law, you noticed her legs, you noticed her chest, didn't you? Because she was very, very exposed.
Yes.
Yes, and her dress when she sat down in the car was very hiked up, wasn't it?
Kind of. I mean, it was pretty high.
Okay, so you get home, and still there's been no talk of sex or anything.
No.
And I guess you say goodnight to your fiancé.
Yes.
He was at the apartment sleeping over, and he was not sharing a room with you?
Well, actually, he left. He was going back to his apartment.
Okay, he went back to his apartment. Now, how does your mother-in-law end up in your apartment? Because she's staying over with you?
She came in. She lives in a different town.
Right, so she needed somewhere to stay. Okay, so it was nothing weird. She was going to go to her bedroom. You were going to go to yours.
Right.
So you go into the apartment, and you're both drunk. And what happens next? Does she say something to you? What happened? Obviously something happened.
It was all kind of just casual. We turned on the TV, and we were watching TV, and I was sitting on the couch.
Were you moaning and saying, oh, I'm so drunk, I'm so drunk?
Probably.
Right.
I probably said something to that
Do you
effect.
think that you slipped out of your pants, or...
No. At this point, we were both fully clothed.
Okay. And you both sat on the couch. Were you in close proximity to one another?
We were right next to each other.
All right. And you're watching. Do you remember what you were watching?
No.
All right.
I think it was David Letterman, but I think he was just going off.
Right. And he's such a sexy guy, you had to get turned on.
Right.
So you were sitting next to... you were probably actually watching the E! Show.
We don't
right?
get the E! Show, otherwise we
join
would.
the club.
It's growing.
So your mother-in-law's sitting next to you, and you're thinking how good she looks, but you're not thinking about sex, are you? Or were you?
Well, actually, I'm thinking about sex, but I'm not really thinking about it with her.
Right.
Thinking.
Yeah, you were just very turned on and excited.
Right.
All right. And your mother-in-law is there, and what happens on the couch?
She starts, again, she's massaging my shoulders, and...
Because you're complaining about your neck.
Yeah.
And she starts massaging, and it felt really good.
It felt good.
Yeah.
And she turned herself so that she was straddling me and facing me.
All right, so in other words, you're sitting on the couch, your mother-in-law gets up, she sits almost on your lap but facing you.
Right.
Chest to chest.
Right.
And she begins to rub your shoulders.
Right.
Oh, Christ. And you look like Tawny Katane, and she kind of looks like...
Lita Ford.
Lita Ford. And she's an aerobics instructor. So at this point, I guess you can't see the TV.
No.
All right. Jackie, do me a favor. Sit on, straddle me and rub my shoulders so I can simulate what's going on at home.
Rub me, I'll rub you.
You don't want to straddle me? Okay. Jackie does not feel comfortable straddling me. All right.
Hey, how is anything going to happen if you won't touch it?
Give him a beer, he'll straddle me. So, okay. So her C cups are facing your D cups. Yours are in a bra, hers are in a bra. Okay. So your mother-in-law is doing that, and she's rubbing your shoulders, and then what happens?
She leans down, and she kissed me, but it was very gentle.
On the mouth?
It was on the lips.
Was your tongue involved?
No.
She just started to kiss you. Let me simulate the kiss. It's like...
Right. Very tender, very just a kiss. That sounds a little...
All right, so she gave you a very gentle kiss. Yeah. And then what did you say?
I don't think I said anything, but at that point...
But it was not repulsive to you. It was something beautiful going on.
Yeah.
She was very, very pretty.
Oh, she's wonderful.
And she starts to kiss you and caress you. And her hands slip down.
Her hands slipped down.
Right.
And I could feel it on my chest.
Hold it. Let me suck that in.
Say it again.
All right. Now, she can say it once. That's fine. And then, do your hands start to roam? Do you start to hike her dress up so you can touch her thighs?
No, and...
You felt uncomfortable touching her, didn't you?
Yeah, I really wasn't quite sure what to do.
So she starts kissing you. Her hands start to go lower and lower. And does she start to remove your clothing?
No, actually, at that point is when she asked if I would mind if she woke her boyfriend up.
Really? To join you in the bed?
Yes.
And what did you say?
No.
You said, I don't mind?
No.
Oh, I didn't realize the boyfriend was involved.
Oh, that wasn't in the letter?
No.
Not in that letter, no.
No. You're going into new territory. So her boyfriend's good looking?
Yeah, he's attractive.
So what happens? The three of you end up in the bedroom?
Well, first he came out, and he was on the couch with us.
Right.
And she was sitting on his lap now, kind of straddling him.
Right.
But leaning over and kissing me.
Kissing you, straddling him.
Yeah.
Was he dressed?
He was just wearing shorts. He had actually been sleeping.
Doesn't this happen to me?
You never go out. You don't go to bars to dance with girls.
Yeah. My wife wears metal underpants.
What did she say when she woke him up? I've got my son's fiancé outside.
Please, Jackie. Please. Stupid. Just keep quiet. All right. Now, where was I? So she's straddling him. She's kissing you. And now you're really turned on. There's no turning back. You ain't thinking about your fiancé right now. So what happens? Whose clothes start coming off? Does she start undressing herself?
She actually held my hand and she placed my hand on his lap.
Whoa.
That's never happened to you.
No, it's usually I'm taking someone's hand and trying to force it onto my lap. Okay, so you start messing around with him a little bit.
Right, and at that point she stood up and took her dress off.
She stripped for you, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that slowly she took off her clothing?
Yes.
And you watched?
Yes.
While you were messing around with the boyfriend?
Yes.
And in front of you, what did she remove first? The dress?
The dress.
And as it came off, you were shocked to see there was no panties on.
Well, I had kind of noticed that when she was straddling me.
Really? And, wow. How did you notice that? The room smelled funny?
No.
Okay, so, just checking. So you see...
like the Fulton Fish Market fire?
Yeah. The room was on fire. Hold on a minute, I got to adjust my pants. Hold on. Anybody getting into this like I am?
Oh, man.
No. Wish those stupid cameras weren't on. I'd rub up against this piece of wood. Okay, so, I'd be like a dog. So, this is when I hate the E-camera. E-camera's my enemy.
Taking all the fun out of it.
Yeah. So then she does this striptease, and the dress comes off. Was she wearing a bra?
Yes, she was.
And then she removes her bra, and she's standing there naked except for her high heels? She leaves the high heels on?
No,
they came off too.
They came off at some point. I really don't remember.
And when she undressed in front of you, were you like really into her body?
Oh, yeah.
You were weak.
Yeah.
This was it.
This was it.
And then when did your clothes come off?
Not until we went into the bedroom.
All right. So now she's naked. The boyfriend's pretty much naked. You guys. So what does she do? Did she climb back on top of you?
She sat on my lap again, and
now she's nude.
Yeah.
Come in. King Kong's here. Hold on. So she sits down in your lap again. And the two of you start kissing again?
Yeah.
And caressing?
No.
And now you're not afraid to use your hands?
No.
And now you're sort of ignoring the boyfriend a little bit? Or you're still busy with him, too?
No. He was, at this point, he was kind of forgotten.
Yeah. The two of you started concentrating on each other.
Yeah.
And you liked being with another woman?
It was very nice.
Oh, yeah.
And did you get aggressive with her now that she was naked?
No, actually, we got up and we went into the bedroom.
Right, and that's where you had to take... Now, that's when you wanted your clothes off.
Yeah.
Who took the clothes off?
She did.
She said, I need to have your clothes off?
She said, why don't you take your clothes off, and began to help me.
And how did she help you? Did she pull your T-shirt off?
She unbuttoned my pants.
And pulled them down?
Mm-hmm.
And took off your boots?
Uh-huh.
And then the T-shirt?
Yeah, then the T-shirt.
Then the bra? Then the underpants?
Yes.
And then the three of you got into bed and got it on?
Yep.
Damn you. I would never break up with you. So how'd your fiancé find out about this? How long did the session go? How many hours?
It was For a couple, I'd say probably maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Was it like the best sex you ever had?
It was incredible.
And she was really good.
She was.
She knew what she was doing to you.
Yeah.
And you have never felt like that before.
No.
And what about this guy? Did he get it on with you too?
No, we didn't actually get it on.
You and the guy. She and the guy got it on.
Yeah.
And you watched.
Yeah.
And she did stuff to you while they were getting it on. And you did stuff to them.
Yeah.
Oh, you are a monkey.
A minky.
A minky. You're a minx. Don't be ashamed of any of this.
Well, now she's lost the love of her life.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back.
How?
Guy's a fool.
Well, what was he so upset about? I really.
Yeah, I can't figure out what where's the problem. Got a sexually aggressive woman who needs sex. He is a prude.
What did he say to you?
I would have said I smell miniseries.
I don't even know how he found out, quite frankly.
Yeah. Now. So the two of you got it on, and did you sleep all in the same bed that night?
That was actually a mistake. Yeah, I had fallen asleep. I was in the guest room, and I had fallen asleep.
Were you cuddling with his mother?
She was up against my back.
She was against your back. Yeah. You were back to back with her, and then I guess
she was she had her front to my back.
Oh, so she was wrapped around you.
Yeah.
Totally naked.
Yeah.
And she was wrapped around you.
Uh-huh.
Her chest was pushed up against your back.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. and then what about the boyfriend? He was to her left?
Yes.
I see. Son of a bitch. I need this so bad. If I had this, I'd never be sick. I need it. I need to have this.
You well.
I need to have you and your mother-in-law in bed with me. Can you make that happen? Want to get it on?
Oh.
If you don't tell my wife, we're in business. I just need secrecy.
She doesn't seem to be able to keep a secret.
Sure she does.
She had already told, and that's how we found out.
Well, that's true. It's true. Can't trust you. All right, so anyway, so you're in the bed, and you're sleeping, and you wake up the next morning. Did everyone get a little embarrassed in the morning when you woke up?
Well, no, actually, that's... my boyfriend came over, and we were still sleeping.
Oh, he walked in and saw.
Well, he actually, he says that he never saw my face, but what happened was as we were sleeping, my foot was out of the covers, and he had bought me a toe ring for my
that's so sexy, a toe ring. Oh, I love that.
He should have known you'd do something like this.
I got to meet you.
So he saw my toe ring, and he just knew,
He knew it was you.
Yeah.
And then, what did he do? Did he storm in and say, Mom, what are you doing with my fiancé?
No, actually, he left. He was real quiet, and he closed the door, and he just sat out on the couch and waited for us to wake up.
And then when you woke up, was there a big confrontation?
Yes.
Did he yell at his mother?
Yeah, he pretty much yelled at everyone.
Yelled at the boyfriend, yelled at the mother, and yelled at you.
Yeah.
And were you all standing there naked?
No, I had put my T-shirt on.
So
did you know he was out there, or did you walk out and get shocked?
I had no idea.
So you're just wearing a T-shirt, no panties, and he's yelling at you.
No, I had my panties on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, for this you have panties on.
Yeah.
And for the fight you have panties on. And the mother, what is she wearing while she's being yelled at? She's standing there naked?
She was wearing a pair of her boyfriend's shorts and a T-shirt.
Oh, what a hot mom.
Yeah.
And was the boyfriend in the room when he got you? Was your mother-in-law's boyfriend being yelled at too?
Eventually, yeah. I was the first one out of the bedroom. I was actually trying to sneak into my room.
And what did he say to you?
Came over.
What did the guy say to you?
He just, what the hell's going on? And
you just said, hey, I just had the best sex of my life.
Oh, you should have been here last night.
You should have been here. We had a great time.
Your mom.
Oh, man.
I tried to take the approach, you're so lucky that I'm so, open-minded.
Right, because you're going to have a great marriage. You're going
to. Your mom and I get along real well.
Yeah.
And, while he's screaming at you, is, the mom making breakfast and stuff?
No.
Son, what do you want for breakfast?
No.
How do you want your eggs?
So while you're being yelled at, I guess the mother felt kind of guilty and came out.
Yeah, she came out. As soon as she heard voices, she came out.
Right. And what did she say? What did she say to her son?
She really didn't say anything. She was just kind of...
Nobody even tried to lie that, she was scared last night. We just decided to sleep with her.
Yeah, you heard a knocking by the air conditioning. You thought it was an earthquake?
No, we didn't even try.
You didn't even try. And so he said, hey, I can't believe that you guys got it on.
Yeah, basically.
And you guys just said, look, it happened. What's the...
It doesn't mean anything.
And you kept saying, hey, look, I'm just, really hot sexually, and you should be, into that.
Yeah, I was trying to calm him down. We actually left. I threw on some jeans, and we went for a drive, and...
Tried to talk it out.
Yeah.
Did you have anything on your feet when you went for the drive? Or was this the toe ring?
I think I actually just carried my shoes out and put them on in the car.
What's the story on that toe ring? Like it just stays on, doesn't bother your feet or anything?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's cute. Every girl should have a toe ring that looks like you. Christ. I'd worship you.
But now, is he still talking to his mother and just dumped you?
Well, he's not talking to his mother.
Oh.
We had actually been working on things, and I thought we were kind of back on track, but then on Monday, he heard on the radio, he heard you telling Robin that you got a letter from a girl who got it on with her mother-in-law.
Wasn't too many. Hey, just say it was some other guy.
And
It was some other mother-in-law.
well, I think the wedding's off permanently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think that he'll come on the air and I could do some counseling?
I doubt.
I could convince this guy that he's crazy.
In the talk shows, Howard, they would have him backstage listening to all
Right.
this, and then we'd bring him out.
Yeah, but we're too lazy to do that.
We have no producer.
I don't think he's interested.
You have to come on here. I have to meet you.
Well, is he a conservative guy or is he a wild guy?
I never thought of him as being conservative. I mean, we've discussed
This is a lot for a guy to swallow, though. You know, she got it on with his mother. But even still, I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't give you. I'd at least continue to date you.
Does he think you made it with the boyfriend too? Is that part of the problem?
Initially, he did.
Well, she sort of did. She obviously did a lot of stuff for the guy. She didn't ignore the guy.
Did she not?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that part.
Right? You were doing some pretty wild stuff to him, too. Maybe you didn't go all the way, but you did some pretty good things.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah. Shame on you. All right, Liv. Big deal. You're a young girl. You need experience.
Hey, obviously you are not ready for marriage. You're just fighting it.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You could do a lot better than that guy. You want him back?
Yeah, I mean, he's all I know. You know,
all right, I'll tell you what. I'll put you on hold. Get me his number. Gary will call him. I'll see if I can get him on the phone.
No, I can't. I know that he would.
You know, he doesn't want counseling from a professional?
No.
Well, we won't call him just on the air and dump him on the air. We'll call him off the air and ask him if he wants to do it.
We'll call him off the air and ask him if he wants to be on.
No, I know he wouldn't go for it.
No, you don't want to do it? What if I could get him back into your bed?
No, I know that if I were to do that, there'd be no hope. I know that would definitely.
Can I get naked pictures of you or semi-clad?
You and your mom-in-law?
Yeah, can I get any pictures of you and your mother-in-law? Can I get anything? Can I meet you? What do I got to do to get that done?
I would meet you.
You would?
Yeah, I would.
Super. What about, can we have you and your mother-in-law in here?
That might be a little bit more difficult.
Have
you talked to the mother-in-law since this?
No, I haven't.
All right, here's what I want to do.
Uh-huh.
I'll put you on hold. Get me, if I can just meet you, I want to meet you.
Maybe we should talk to the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Maybe she knows something.
If I can't just meet you, and the mother-in-law wants to come down too, just give me her number. I'll try and line that up.
Okay.
If you want, give me the boyfriend's number. We'll call him off the air, ask him if he wants to come on, and I can work that out too.
But maybe we ought to talk to the mother-in-law because she may know somehow to get her back into the son's good graces.
Yeah. I could work this out. Because if I could talk to a guy and say, wait, you nuts? I want you. I want you. You interest me.
Now, her boyfriend isn't upset, is he?
Guys don't... No, of course not. The mother-in-law's boyfriend is... Wait, let me tell you something. You see, he's probably an older guy, right? The boyfriend of the mother-in-law.
He's older.
See, he knows.
He's a couple years old.
When you're young and you're dopey, you think like, oh, man, my wife's got to be... Oh, she's got to be perfect. She can't go screwing around or anything like that. When you're older, you beg for a woman like this. I'm looking for this.
I want to talk to that mother-in-law and wonder why did she not want her son to get married? Is that why she slept with his girlfriend?
I don't know.
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't think it even. Yeah, I think it just. You know.
Have you gotten it on with your mother-in-law since?
No, they're not
talking.
I haven't
You're not talking to your mother-in-law even?
I haven't even spoken to her now.
Oh man, give her a call. I want a reunion on this show.
I'm saying we can reunite him right now. Get the phone number.
Give us phone numbers. Hold on, I'll put you on hold, okay?
Yeah.
All right, see if you can get her phone number. Hold on. You're hot. Jeez, I got to meet you.
Have you not had sex since this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, come down here. I'll give you some sex. Any other hot-looking people in his family tree that you can get it on with? How's his grandmother? A little too old, huh?
No.
Yeah.
You got any sisters?
No.
Does he have sisters? Oh, that'd be so sexy. You, the mother, and the sisters. Oh, you are a sex kitten. Tony Katane, huh?
Yeah, kind of. I think so.
Yeah, but 5'10". Tony's a little bit squat. You're nice and tall. Did you tell your family yet that the wedding's off?
Yeah.
Did you tell them why?
No, I don't think
just
so.
said we had some problems. We had to let go.
I
say so.
I accidentally got into bed with his mother. That's a sexy story. You know what? Who cares if you lost your fiance? That's a great story.
You'll get another.
Believe me,
Sure.
the way you look, you're going to find other guys.
Well, I know, but I just I love him.
That's a habit, you know.
You love him now, but believe me, you were probably psychologically sick of him already because you're busy in bed with
Look
the
at
mother.
what you're doing.
Yeah. If he's that hot, what are you busy in bed with his mother?
Right.
Hold on, okay?
Okay.
I'll solve this whole problem. I'm not even sure there is a problem. Hold on. What a little minky, huh, guys? Would you like to get your hands on that? 21 years old.
I would love to see what they look like.
Would you really like to have a woman who was doing that kind of thing in your home right now?
Yes.
Toe ring,
Toe ring straddling my mother.
Well, I think Billy has a woman like that.
Yeah. Yeah, your wife's got a toe ring, don't she?
Yeah, several.
Yeah, your wife's pretty hot, Billy.
She's wild. How's her mom? Yeah.
How's your mom?
I'd like to see Billy's wife and Jackie's wife get it on. And I don't think that's an impossibility
I don't
either.
think so either.
I think that could easily happen after a few beers.
I'd like to see that myself.
Right.
See, you do want to go out. You just haven't figured out the arrangements you want to have yet.
Oh, yeah, I want to go out. I just, obviously, I want to go out with Tony Katane and her mother-in-law.
All you got to do is supply beer.
Yeah. Big deal. How much is a can of beer?
Beer's cheap, Howard.
There's beer.
Here's a six-pack. Go have a party. All right, let's take a break. Obviously, everyone's aroused. We need to cool down. I need to pour some beer in my pants.
Jackie,
we'll be back right after this. Jackie will be straddling me during the commercial.
Howard?
Yeah.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Tonight on the E! Show. Billy can even do an impression of Jackie's sneeze. Fred plays it, and then Billy echoes it. How do you do that? Anyway, all right. Tonight on the E! Show, the Wacky Hillbilly Girls will be there. Don't miss part one of a two-part special. Remember when the beauty show was in town, the two wacky girls visited our studio, and you can watch as we poke them with a stick. They take their clothes off, and we poke them with a stick. That's the first time we've ever poked girls with a stick. And also, we learn how to do breast examinations on the show. And there's a lot of sexual tension on the show as one of the girls professes her desire for the other girl. It's beautiful. It's got a lot of stuff packed into a two-parter. So don't miss the E! Show. If you're one of the 17 homes that gets it, you make sure to tune in. I believe that was a groundbreaking show you're going to see tonight when we poked her with a stick. I don't believe that's ever been done before. And it's not a typical stick. It's a devil's pitchfork. It's a rubber devil's pitchfork. And we poke.
Special stick.
And then I poke her with a spear, an African spear. I think I do two pokings.
Do you? I didn't realize that.
Two pokings and one breast exam, and that was it. So you had me open my briefcase. I have so much stuff in my briefcase. I got a letter. February 14th, I got a letter from Monty Hall.
Really?
Yeah, the real Monty Hall.
What did he say? The guy from Let's Make a Deal?
Yeah. Dear Howard, it's been some time since I visited with you. Remember we had him on once?
Yes.
I am not coming to New York, but I am enclosing an audio tape of a song written by a friend of mine. It's timely. It's funny. I thought that you might want to play it before it hits the radio stations. It's by a friend of his named Kurt Cobain.
Oh, stop it.
No, it's Best Wishes, Monty Hall. I don't have the tape. Hey, Gary, did we ever get a tape from Monty Hall? He's evidently into rock promotion now. That's pretty funny when Monty Hall recommends some hippie music to you, you know. Did we ever get that?
Yeah.
Did I hear it?
You didn't need to.
Really?
Oh, come on.
It was,
I'm dying to hear it.
I think I have it in the box. I think I saved it but it was like one of those things where, you know, just like we get a lot of tapes of bands.
So bring it in box. Maybe we'll go through it and see if we can find anything.
Okay.
Just quickly grab it. I'm
Because
dying.
you want to know what Monty Hall is hawking and why.
Yeah.
How old?
How old is Monty Hall? He's in his 60s.
Oh, you're very generous.
All right, what are you saying? You think he's in his 70s?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. David Brenner told me there's very few people in show business in their 70s. I'm only 37.
No, he's younger than we are.
Magic Cato 8 Ball, will David Brenner ever admit to being older than 37?
Possibly could have been that.
Whatever. Hey, boy, Fafafui, what's that whole box down there?
It's stuff that just came in the last 2 days that I haven't listened to yet. This is just like the tapes that people send.
You think you got Monty Hall's thing in there?
I think this is it. Did he say what the name of the band was?
No. He just says enclosure.
I'm almost positive that this is it.
Let me say. All right, let's listen to it.
I think it is.
Aren't you kind of curious to see what Monty Hall's involved with?
Absolutely.
Does he mention in the letter what it is? It's an OJ parody, right?
Yeah, OJ TV.
That's the one.
Rand and the Remotes.
That's what I was hoping it was. I think he thinks this is one of those comedy records that everybody's going to start playing. He wanted you to have it first.
Yeah, maybe you could stick that in for me, I was talking to you, Robin. Maybe you could stick that in for me, and maybe we can get something going.
Yeah, you'll have to do it yourself.
Oh, thanks. Like I could find anything. You're so tight I couldn't find anything. What the hell was that?
Oh, no.
What'd you do?
What happened? Wow.
What happened?
Well, power supply fell down. Yes.
One of our cameras just fell off. Are we off the air?
Hold on a second.
What happened? Are we on the air?
I do not know.
Are we on the air?
We must be.
Are we?
Hey, dudes, can we work that out?
What happened?
One of the E cameras just collapsed onto...
No, we're on.
That should be it.
Is that the tape? Okay. Scott, what happened?
We swung the camera too far and
yeah,
fell out. The power supply fell off.
Gee, Gary, just missed your head.
Yeah, too bad.
Too bad.
Boy.
Knocked some sense into you. Okay. What's it under? Tape 1 or tape 2? Oh, cassette. Okay,
right.
thanks.
Sorry.
All right, here's Monty Hall's Discovery.
Then he's really onto something.
There's no actual instruments. It's all done with butt flute. All right, turn that one off. That's not it. Here you go. Monty Hall, new Discovery. Sitting at home waiting for Let's Make a Deal to start again. Jerry, how could you not play this for me?
Coming in at number 10. Woke up bright and early.
Oh, boy.
Glad to be alive. Just me and my remote control in bed from 9 to 5.
This is about OJ?
That's what the cover says.
It sounds like, it's going to be one of those songs about sitting in bed watching OJ all day and not getting anything else.
Yeah, because it's called OJ TV, isn't it?
Okay. Oh, you mean, in other words, he's upset because he's excited to watch TV, but the only thing he can find is OJ?
It's either that or he's now addicted and he can't do anything else.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like, oh, I'm so upset because every channel has OJ, but meanwhile, every channel doesn't have OJ.
Maybe in California, I don't know.
All right.
Called the box to say I'm sick. I couldn't help but smile. Today's another episode of OJ Simpson's trial.
Oh, you were right. He wants to stay home so he can watch OJ.
Right.
Monty's really into this, huh? What does he say in the letter? I am not coming to New York, but I'm enclosing an audio tape of a song written by a friend of mine. It's timely and it's funny. I thought you might want to play it before it hits the other radio stations. Yeah, okay. Are we getting it in on time?
We're about 3 weeks late, but somehow we seem to be first.
We're the first ones?
OJ TV, it's got a hold on me. Ain't gonna go to work. I don't care about the pay. I wanna watch OJ TV all day.
I want to thank Monty for checking in.
Now, I want to know, is this his son and probably in the band? Or
Let me see. It's by an artist named Monty Hall Jr.
No.
And the Let's Make a Dealers. No, I don't think this is his son. This is just some guy.
Could be a son-in-law. Why would he just push this guy?
Hey, man, he's trying to get into something new. Sick of doing Let's Make a Deal. Just trying to get into a whole record promotion thing. I can take a break. Let's do the news when we get back.
What happened to the mother-in-law and that girl?
Oh, okay, I got an update on that.
Yes.
The girl who made love to her mother-in-law is coming in here Thursday.
Thursday or Friday of next week.
Thursday or Friday of next week.
Yeah.
And, which I can't wait. Because I'm
now
probably
you
gonna,
have to live.
I want to reenact what happened. I'm going to play the mother-in-law. I want to dress up as a woman. I want to dress up as Lita Ford. I want a full reenactment.
We can get Lita Ford in here.
That doesn't mean she's going to act like this.
You're true. Maybe you better do it.
Maybe I better dress up as Lita Ford. And any chance of getting the mother-in-law on the phone or the boyfriend?
Right now, she's really adamant about not giving us the number. She's really upset, and talks between her and her ex-fiance have broken down. But I said, hey, we'll talk again on Monday or Tuesday. Maybe you'll have spoken to him over the weekend.
Because I think I could talk some sense into this dude. If she's really hot, man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't give her up.
And what about the mother-in-law? She doesn't want to divulge that.
She says it's just real uncomfortable with both of them right now. Can't imagine why.
Well, maybe when she gets down here, I could loosen her up.
Right.
Once we do the reenactment. Ralph will have to get me a very short miniskirt with no panties.
Ralph is working
that is tight on your top.
Yes.
And then frilly on the bottom.
I need a frilly outfit on the bottom, but tight around my top, my C cups. So I can do a full reenactment. I'll need a blonde wig.
That's right.
And then I'll, of course, get nude and then sit in her lap.
With no panties now.
No panties. Pantyless.
And you got to take her hand and put it in some guy's crotch.
I'll use the Jackie puppet. I'm going to get Amy Lynn to play the boyfriend. All right, very good. I got to take a break, Robin, and then get to some real serious issues.
Okay, you don't think that was serious, huh?
No. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
A new car. That's the second best smell in the world. All right, guys? Yep. Great Guns N' Roses. What happened to those guys? Why don't they put out a record? Just got a phone call from some guy. Says he works on a construction site. The entire construction site was shut down during that lesbian story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got faxes. Howard, that was the best lesbo story to date. This guy says he's been listening for years. I rushed home after leaving for work to finish myself off.
So he
says, please, thank you, and please try to line up the mother-in-law. Look at this fax, Robin. Howard, I just fired my secretary for coming into my office a second time during that wonderful woman's telling of her experience. He obviously ordered his secretary out of the room.
No.
Busy?
She thought maybe there was some work to be done.
Yeah.
That's complete ritual.
Howard, any man that breaks up with a woman like that is stupider than Stuttering John. If I had her, I would never leave the house. Oh, God. Exactly. That's why I think I could talk some sense into this guy.
All I know is that during the commercial, I went in there and I talked to Jackie, Billy, and Fred.
They all loved her.
And they all said what I said when the woman was there, that they never marry a woman like that.
They're full of it. They have two of them are married women like that. I'm not saying which two. There you go. To Howard. Don't let Robin interrupt you during these stories. Yeah, right. You are doing fine. I think that this session will be multi-orgasmic. You should make audio tapes of these stories.
Ooh.
And that's from one of our fans. Well, there it is. Many people love a good lesbian story, and when I see one in the mail, I quickly take advantage of it.
No, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't dragging for some people.
Yeah, it was dragging. It was 27 minutes long, and there wasn't any slag.
And then I tried to put some social relevance in it by asking about a designated driver.
Yeah, no one cares.
Self-contained.
Please.
We took a poll. It was fun.
Look at this fax. Did you read this one?
No.
I'm really aroused. Signed, Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Oh.
That's not the real Dr. Joyce Brothers. She hasn't been aroused in the last 7 years, I'm sure. Well, I had a whole bunch of things to play for you. I even had Bernadette Castro records. But we'll do that all tomorrow.
Bernadette Castro records?
Yeah, I'll explain tomorrow. Because
she is,
I want to get to the news.
In the government now.
Wait till tomorrow.
I just wanted people to know who Bernadette is.
All right.
Big fire at the Fulton Fish Market in the South Street Seaport yesterday. They are not sure if it was an accidental fire. Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, Howard, had made some statements a week or two ago and a couple of days ago that he would like to see that place cleaned up. He thinks it's overrun by the mob.
So what's he waiting for?
Well, he's now saying, oh, no, he's not waiting for anything. He now says that that's probably why the fish market caught fire yesterday. This is how the mob reacts to things. When you put some pressure on them, they start trying to make you back off by burning up stuff.
I wouldn't mess with those guys, man. You'll end up dead. I say leave everything as it is.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
Hey, Giuliani's a good man. I don't want to see him get hit.
1 minute you're anti-crime, the next minute you're pro-crime.
Yeah.
How is anybody supposed to figure out where you stand?
First of all, I'd like to figure out how the mob makes any money at the Fulton Fish Market. I can't figure that out. Like, what kind of profit is in that?
Trucking, I would imagine.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's fine. That's no big deal.
You know, they're always getting payoffs. You want your deliveries and the unpacking and all that, you got to pay.
I just want to live.
You don't care.
That's
you
right.
could be shaken down by anybody.
That's right.
If they start requiring that you pay to get into this building every day, you're just going to do it.
That's right. Hey, I did it when I went to high school. I had to give up my lunch money every day, didn't I? You didn't see me fighting back.
Oh, you know, that's why I like you, Howard. You're so courageous.
These were black guys in wheelchairs taking my lunch money. I see black skin, I give over my money.
Well, the mafia isn't black. You ought to keep your money in your pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. Let Angelo sell the fish for $200 a piece. I could care less. I can live without fish.
Well, that's because you're wealthy.
That's right. Yeah, I can afford it.
You don't
There you
care
go.
about the poor man.
How much is that flounder? 200?
The middle class
Big deal.
man.
Yeah. Just kind of amazing that every politician does know about all this mob stuff, but they don't worry about it. They worry about FCC
Yeah.
infiltrating our children with radio.
Well, it's interesting that we're finding all this stuff now that we have Republicans at the city and state level.
Yeah. Pataki's doing a good job, man. Pataki and...
Now, there's another brave man.
He is.
Unlike the guy I sit across from.
Right. If I was governor, I would just keep my mouth shut.
Hey!
I wouldn't investigate the Javits Center. If a guy on the radio says penis, you can find 1 million politicians who will get involved because that's bad for the country. But the mob has been strangling this country for years. You can't find any politician who knows anything about it.
And it's really common knowledge that, you know, they have a stronghold in the garbage industry or this industry or
everybody
that
knows.
industry or the trucking industry. But nothing can be done about it.
OJ killed 2 people. Nothing can be done about that. Let's be honest. Where are the bags, OJ? I just go over and smack him and go, OJ, never mind all the nonsense.
Shake him a little bit.
Yeah. Where are the 2 bags? You checked in, you had 6 bags with the limo driver. You checked in 3.
What happened to the other bag?
Yeah, where are the other bags? And why were you standing by a garbage pail?
I would like to explain that.
I don't know if we'll ever see OJ on the stand to explain any of this.
Why don't you ask the Cato 8-ball?
Is OJ going to take the stand to Cato 8-ball?
Couldn't have been anything else.
There it is.
That is not a good answer. I want him to answer that again. Will OJ take the stand?
No.
Cato says no.
Finally pinned him down. I
Right.
be like Marsha Clark with him.
You got to ask him 12 times. Yeah, so what else, Robin?
Well, we were talking about OJ. We might as well get into it. They had this airport guy, security guy, on the stand yesterday talking about OJ's bags. And then they got involved in a DNA hearing. It was very confusing because OJ had said originally that he didn't want a hearing as to the admissibility of DNA evidence, and now they're arguing about it again. Now they say that they would like to introduce their own experts to discount the relevancy of DNA evidence before the jury. So
Yeah, it's not relevant.
Judge Ito
Can you
will have to
imagine?
rule on this.
Yeah, DNA is not relevant. It's only 99.75% accurate.
We want statistics, Your Honor.
And, you know, everyone's DNA is like a snowflake. Only theirs. It's uniquely theirs. OJ's DNA is all over the crime scene. But he doesn't think it's relevant. No, it's only the whole case.
Well, he's not saying it's not relevant. They're just saying we want it presented in such a way that the jury will never understand it.
Oh. Well, I don't blame him for saying that.
Gum it up so much, nobody will be able to figure it out.
Yeah, that jury will be like, huh?
That's the point. Yeah. And that's what kind of justice we're seeing in this case. It's never about just a presentation of the facts. It's, Your Honor, can we have the facts garbled?
Right.
So that the jury will really have to strain to understand what's going on.
Yeah, we'd like it if everyone talked like Cato. Completely inarticulate.
Do I have any tapes over there with Marsha Clark and the other people in this case?
You got Marsha and the Sky Cap.
Okay, why don't we play that?
Yeah, the Sky Cap dude, he seemed kind of angry.
Well, you know, he was the first guy I've seen in the courtroom without proper attire.
Yeah, he was cool. He was like...
He looked like he had just come from work.
He looked like a rap star. You know, he just sat down and said, you know what? I'm not going to get any show on E from this. I'm not going to get any pay for this, for
There's
testifying.
There's going to be no press conference for me after I get off the
I'm not some cute beach bum like Cato.
No one from a current affair has called.
Yeah. I want out of here. In fact, he sat down and made one demand. He goes, Your Honor, I'm thirsty. And this water's warm. Can I get a cold drink?
Was Mr. Simpson carrying anything when you saw him?
Yes, he had a bag.
What kind of bag?
Like a little duffel bag.
A duffel bag?
Yeah.
And what color was it?
It was dark colored, too, from what I remember. I didn't, like I said, I didn't, pay specific attention to it.
Sky Caps are weird guys. If you're not handing them $5 every 10 minutes...
They're not attentive.
They get upset. If I was Marsha Clark, I would hand them $5 every 10 minutes.
You got me so crazy about Sky Caps, I now give them all $20.
Yeah.
I don't want my luggage lost.
Because they'll lose it. What's it to them?
I wanted to get all the way to the plane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I hand over my whole wallet.
You are the craziest tipper I know, and then you get me doing.
Let me ask you something. What's more important when you go on a trip?
Your luggage is the most important thing.
Yeah. I'd rather my luggage get there than me.
So I always have to go to the airport with tons of money.
Even the Sky Cap said, because they kept saying to him, well, specifically, is this the bag? He goes, I don't know. How do I know that, Marsha?
But, I mean, that's true. Do they really know?
Yeah, I mean, who's going to look at a bag and know whether it's the real bag? I just would like him to say, OJ showed up with a 6-bag. A duffo. And the duffo had like a lot of blood dripping out of it. And then there was a dripping knife in his back pocket. And then he went over the garbage pail and threw the dripping knife into the garbage. And then he took the bloody duffo and stuck that in the garbage, too. And then he gave me like $20. He's a good man. That would have been a great testimony. That's what we need in this case.
Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that.
I know. Well, maybe we do.
Is there anything else over there from the trial yesterday?
See, Nicole and police, anything with that?
No, I don't want to play those. That's what this is. Okay. Oh, righty. We referred to this earlier. There is some kind of a miracle baby they have discovered out in California. This little 5-year-old
His name is Baby Jackson.
Little 5-year-old boy was born with AIDS, Howard.
And giant teeth.
And now is completely clear of the disease.
And everyone's getting all excited.
His mother had AIDS, and of course he was infected at birth.
One kid had AIDS. He was 2 months old. And somehow, miraculously, something weird happened, and the AIDS went away when he was 5.
Yeah, they don't know exactly what happened.
Well, all I know is it ain't gonna. So everyone's ready to. I would just take the kid, open him up, attach him to one of those like they do with the monkeys. Open his skull and attach all those tubes and everything to his skull.
What would that have to do with how he got rid of AIDS?
Experiment on him. That's what everyone wants to do.
But those aren't the experiments that could tell you what went wrong.
Yeah, but it looks funny.
Or what went right.
So
He's
now,
the first person this has ever happened to.
Yeah, everyone's getting all excited.
But they say there may be a second child.
Really?
Yeah. And this seems to be an occurrence among children. So they're very anxious about this case, but they don't want people to get too optimistic because they don't know what this means at this point. Here's Joseph Farah, from the San Francisco AIDS Foundation.
He must be like, wow.
This may be a very great breakthrough, and we may look back on this in 10 years and say, wow, this was an important moment. But we don't know that yet. And to really get excited about this, I think would be premature.
I'm watching this last night, and I said, you know, what this means to me is gay guys should date 5-year-olds.
Oh, stop it.
Because they'll probably get rid of the AIDS.
The mother was discovered to be HIV positive during a routine prenatal test.
Priests are smart. They know who to have sex with.
Her son tested positive to the virus twice when he was 19 days old and 51 days old, but he has tested negative since the age of 12 months and several times since.
You think that's why the priests go after the young boys? Because they know that if they give them AIDS?
I don't think priests have been doing research, Howard.
No? Hey, priests are smart guys. I had a priest tell me once when I was young that I shouldn't lie because if you lie, you get a black mark on your heart. Did you ever get that one? Did you ever get that speech?
No.
Yeah. Gorilla got that speech, too, from his priest.
He's telling you, like, physiologically, a black mark will come on your heart.
Yeah, so you'll get, like, a whole bunch of black marks, and then...
and then you'll be dead.
Yeah. That's why he told me to pull down my pants.
You must be punished.
I don't want any black marks. Just skid marks. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more news.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with The Howard Stern Show.
Thank God. The most important radio show in the country. Where the real truth comes out. America, waiting on our every word. Now in more cities. How many cities are we in now? 21? 22?
I don't know. 22, 21, somewhere around there.
And Chicago counts as 3 cities, so that's pretty cool. We're real happy about that. Because Chicago has, like, at least 60,000 people. So that's, like, a lot of people. Right, Robin?
They must have more than that.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. Like 80,000. Like, you could take all the people in Chicago, and it would probably fill up like Giants football stadium. So that's a big market for us. New York, L.A., Chicago, very big markets.
You got to be in all 3.
Got to be in all 3 if you're really going to call yourself a player.
Yeah.
So today we're players. Us and Man Cow. And Kevin with the sidekick personalities. With the various voices he does.
The imaginary voices. And people or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Man Cow on a roll in Chicago. He evidently was fired out of San Francisco. And came out of obscurity from nowhere after he heard our show.
Yeah.
Man Cow. But my name now is Man Cox. And Robin's name is Captain Cocor.
Now that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, but it's a catchy radio name. Because we're up against Man Cow and Turd in Chicago, so we're Man Cox and Captain Cokehead. Cocor, whatever your name is. All right, Captain.
I want to talk about, speaking of people who have problems with drugs.
Hey, don't talk about me.
I want to talk about Hugh O'Connor, the son of Carol O'Connor. You can see some of the problems. He is not even in death a personality in his own right. He is still the son of Carol O'Connor.
That's probably why he did himself in. I wouldn't blame the drug dealer. It's a lot of pressure being somebody famous' son.
Yeah. Hugh O'Connor played a deputy on his dad's In the Heat of the Night TV series.
Oh, no wonder he killed himself.
And used to work behind the scenes on Archie Bunker's Place.
Yeah. His dad's an actor. Dad has to get him work.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's not any good. It's, you know, if you can't be Michael Douglas if your son is, if your father's Kirk Douglas, it just isn't any good.
Yeah, right. That's the only guy I can point to and said it worked out.
Yeah. Well, they're the Bridges boys.
Yeah.
They're
okay.
doing all right.
There's a handful of guys who dealt with their father being famous, and there's a whole bunch who are on drugs.
Tons more. I couldn't even name all the people who are not doing as well.
Yeah, like the reason I'm not on drugs is my family was such losers. I come from a family of pants pressers and butchers.
You managed to distinguish yourself.
Yeah. You know, you come from a family like, you know, the Fonda family. Hell, I'm surprised Peter Fonda didn't invent acid. You know, that kind of pressure.
Jane managed to do okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who worked that in. But, you know, I'm sure Mickey Rooney Jr. is not thrilled. You know.
We've met some of these kids. Humphrey Bogart Jr. Is that his name?
Hey, you know what he's doing? He's writing a book. Got his mom and his dad, I think. No, it's a tough life, man. You know, it's not easy. I mean, it's better when you come from a family like mine. Losers. My old man, his best year, might have made $25,000. And really, and he's all proud of himself. He was yelling at me that I was a moron.
Oh, you name.
Yeah, my dad. You're a moron. You never made $1 in your life. You don't know anything about it. I said,
how
well,
old
Dad,
were you?
Dad, you only made 25,000 of them in your whole life.
But how old were you when he was yelling at you like that?
Up until about 7 years ago.
No, I'm saying when he yelled at you about you've never made $1.
Oh, I was like, well, when I was a little kid, I used to run around going, hey, Dad, I'm going to be a millionaire. You know how little kids talk.
Yeah.
And he'd go, you stupid idiot. I might have been about 7, 8. You stupid moron. You talk about millionaire? You moron. You never even made... Here's someone who can't even mow a lawn. And now he would say, here's someone, like he's making a speech to a lot of people. The only one who was listening maybe is my mother, who's cowering somewhere, preparing his drink for the night. Yeah, you're talking about money? You don't even know how to mow a lawn. How are you going to make money? I wonder I was totally ass-whipped. Where's my Rob Roy? Because I had a feeling I'll never make any money.
Yeah.
I don't even have the ability to make money. Because my father kept telling me I would never make money.
You should have been making money already.
And I used to say, what's wrong with me that I'm not making any money? Meanwhile, he wasn't making anything either. He's mowing his own damn lawn.
He was a grown man.
He doesn't have a gardening service.
So anyway, poor Hugh O'Connor took a gun and put it to his head and blew his brains out yesterday. And last night, the drug dealer who his father claims... or the man who his father claims sold him the drugs was arrested in Los Angeles. They arrested this guy and booked him on investigation of cocaine possession. Police wouldn't disclose why they arrested him, but he was the guy that Carol O'Connor named in front of reporters yesterday in his anguish over his son's death. Here's a little bit more of Carol O'Connor's comments when he met the press.
My son Hugh, a beautiful boy, and a good actor who's been with me for the last 6 years and in the heat of the night, co-star, has been an addict to various drugs and substances for about 16 years. On and off, he's fought it very gamely, very courageously. He went to 3 different drug rehabilitation places and could not face going into another one.
So now, I don't know. You know, I feel bad for Carol O'Connor. Whenever you lose a kid, it's bad. You know, I mean, Jackie finds humor in it, but
there's a guy who can find humor in anything.
I was just thinking about that. You know, how Fred plays Jackie's laugh after you say, you know, Carol O'Connor's son killed himself.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, hey, we're just fresh on in Chicago. They must think that he is a heathen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they don't know he's playing that.
Yeah, they don't get the joke. I'm sure in Phoenix they're like, there's a guy laughing about that.
But I didn't play it that time.
So anyway, that was Jackie really laughing.
Really was.
Oh no!
My son Hughes died there the other night, and he shot himself in the head there.
He does sound like Archie, doesn't he?
Well, he is Archie.
I still have meathead, though.
I'm beginning to think they ought to legalize that stuff there.
That's what I don't understand. He's saying they probably ought to legalize some drugs, but he's also having this guy arrested.
Oh, jeez.
Well, the whole thing, you know, I mean, the guy's upset, and it doesn't make any sense, because if you analyze it, the drug dealer is just providing a service to his son. His son wants these drugs for some reason or another. And now Carol O'Connor starts screaming, the drug dealer killed him. Meanwhile, the guy didn't even kill himself on drugs.
No, he used a gun.
The only time he seemed to be happy was when he was on drugs. The thing that made him sad was he was going to have to go off drugs and go into rehab.
I'm thinking that maybe Carol O'Connor feels that if drugs were legal, his son wouldn't have had this stigma attached to his drug taking.
No, I think if his son got a job outside of Archie Bunker's place and in the heat of the night, he would have felt better about himself.
Well, he knew that was never going to happen. So
Oh.
he wanted the drugs legalized.
Oh, there ain't no smegma to it there. Hey, Edith, tie me off there, will you?
What is Billy ranting about?
He's got Carol O'Connor now tying off. As Archie Bunker.
Oh, boy.
This comedy makes no sense.
Carol also said that every American family has a drunk or a doper in the family. We just have to face that and fight that. He doesn't think there's any shame in it.
I'm trying to think who the
It's
drunk
a disease.
is in my family. Oh, I know who. Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can move on.
Yeah, we had a drunk in our family.
You only had one?
Yeah.
You're lucky. His daughter and
isn't in my family.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, really.
Jackie, who isn't a drunk in your family?
Going down the family list.
Going down the list.
It's like check, check, check. He spoke of the heartbreak of his daughter-in-law every time the dealer's truck appeared at her house.
Dealer had a truck?
Yeah, I guess he was making a lot of deliveries.
Wow. Pretty successful.
Like the good humor man. And they say here that not only does he leave behind a wife, but a young child.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But, you know, I don't know this whole rampage of going out and arresting the drug dealer. I don't know that I'm real clear on that he's responsible.
Well, at the present time, drugs do remain illegal, so if he is a drug dealer, he should be arrested, I suppose.
Yeah.
Carol O'Connor, I had asked before why Carol O'Connor was now coming forward and giving the drug dealer's name. Apparently, he had given that name to the police earlier, and an investigation was underway. Just want to clear that up.
Thank you, Robin, for clearing that up.
Charges have been dropped against Oprah Winfrey's father.
Too bad.
Why? A woman named Pamela Kennedy had accused Vernon Winfrey of seeking sexual favors from her in return for scholarship money. But the case has been dropped by attorneys in Nashville for the city of Nashville because of insufficient evidence.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard one to prove unless you get a camera on the dude.
A $3 million civil suit is still pending, so there will be this civil case, I suppose.
Hey, his daughter's Oprah. He should be allowed to get some sex off of these girls.
What does that mean?
No, she's a very famous woman. And he should be entitled to certain privileges.
Well, I'm sure there are plenty of women who would do that, Howard.
Really?
He doesn't have to force himself.
You think being Oprah's dad can get you laid?
Sure.
You do?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Vernon Winfrey.
Well, you mightn't take note of my second name. Not the Vernon Winfrey. Of the Oprah Winfreys of Chicago.
You don't think that women would go for that?
Absolutely. Positively.
VW.
The name is Vern, but you might want to call me Winfrey.
Just call me Winfrey.
Winfrey.
You want that scholarship, don't you?
Now, what kind of scholarship you want? A spread'em scholarship? Why don't we spread our legs and watch my daughter on the television?
Is that an exact impression of Mr. Winfrey's voice?
Yes, it am.
I never heard him
Hucklebuck together.
We come from the Winfreys of North Carolina. Oprah was a good girl, and now I'm her daddy. Now, there's no evidence saying that I done any of this. But, you would think that being Oprah Winfrey's pappy would afford me certain gratuities from a woman. And that's all I'm going to say. So they ran out of evidence. Well, what kind of evidence could there be? It's his word against our word.
She should have had some evidence.
Yeah. You got to be like Robin. You got to videotape everything. She's got everything documented. Guy comes on to her, man. It's on tape. I'm innocent. I said to the judge,
what?
Smell my hand.
Oh.
Can you detect any DNA?
I didn't think so.
There isn't the faintest trace of the DNA.
Pope John Paul II is expected to reaffirm his condemnation of abortion and euthanasia today, saying that tampering with the natural process of human life and death is a sin.
I want to know who figured out to call killing old people youth in Asia. Like young people in Asia.
Jeez.
The Pope said in a message Now, who figured out to call this here euthanasia?
Now, the Pope sounds like Vernon Winfrey?
Yeah, they do.
I'm confused.
Codgers in Poland.
He condemns both as crimes no human law can justify.
I
this
condemn
is
you.
in an encyclical to be issued by the Pope today.
You am evil.
Evangelium Vitae.
Evangelium Vitae.
The Gospel of Life.
Ooga booga.
Also touches upon
language. Yeah, that's cool. Religion always has secret stuff. Secret language. Make it seem like something's really going on.
It means try to figure it out.
It also touches on artificial insemination and embryo research.
That's what I was doing.
Looking for egg.
I was looking for eggs in all the wrong places.
I think that this is the Pope's 11th encyclical since taking the office.
That's what I get from the good humor man, the encyclical. It tastes good.
So look for more information on that.
And I'll be searching for your eggs.
Susan Lucci has been nominated once again for a Daytime Emmy.
I like her in that car commercial. As long as they keep the camera pulled back. They've learned not to go too close on her. But she's got a nice body for an old bag. I'd love to get into a sack with that.
It was pretty funny when they would have Susan and her daughter on the commercial, because it was much like that Judd situation. The mom is hotter than the daughter.
Yeah, Susan Lucci's daughter ain't exactly looking hot like the mom. She got her worked into the commercial.
Come on and help me sell trucks.
Yeah, great, Mom. No matter how much makeup I pour on, I'm never going to look as good as you.
That's the idea.
Yeah. There's a couple of girls like that, like we know Francesca Gabor. She has a hard time competing with her mom.
Yeah.
Zsa Zsa Gabor's daughter.
Well, it's a little closer now, don't you think?
Yeah. They almost look pretty equal. And then we know William Shatner had his daughter in some, or Leonard Nimoy had his daughter in some commercials.
Yeah, I think both of them have done that, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw William Shatner's daughter in a car commercial by herself, and she was talking about her dad.
But William Shatner's ex-wife, Marcy, was hot.
Yeah.
Marcy Shatner, and then the daughter gets on, and it's like, she's all right, but she ain't no Marcy. That's a real drag when you see, like, one of these Hollywood guys who aren't not even that good-looking marries a real hot woman. They have kids. And then the kid ends up looking like the dad. You know what that happened to? Billy Joel. Marries Christy Brinkley, the most beautiful woman in the world. The kid gets Billy's face. He can play piano like Christy Brinkley.
Don't talk about Alexa Wright, please.
The genetics took the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Droopy.
Please don't. She's too young.
No, you know what I mean. She looks like Billy. Not that that's...
I think she's very cute.
Yeah, she is. She's cute.
So anyway, I guess the Daytime Emmys figured out it's better to have Susan Lucci nominated. Last year they broke the string. You know, she's had 13 or 14 straight years of nominations without ever winning.
That's right.
Last year they didn't nominate her at all.
That's not right.
And I guess the Emmys didn't do so well, so that's my speculation anyway. And this year she's back with a nomination. She's also going to be inducted into the Soap Opera Hall of Fame, whatever that is.
There's an accomplishment. There's a real acting accolade. The Soap Opera Hall of Fame. That's for everyone who can't even win an Emmy. And boy, she must be some little actress. She can't win an Emmy against soap opera stars. 13 times she's nominated. 13 years, and she can't win an Emmy. She must be the world's worst actress. I see her on those commercials. I've never seen her on the TV, on the regular show, but even in the commercials, she's
how you
bad.
can say that. She is so good that she even does prime-time TV movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see that at all. I didn't see those movies.
So she's done quite well for herself.
She's beat up by other bad actors. Because people on soap operas are just bad actors, most of them.
Now, that's not true.
Yeah.
Lots of people have started out in soap operas.
Yeah, and they end up back there, too.
Kathleen Turner.
She's awful.
Christopher Reeve.
Kathleen Turner gets pulled over by the police. She can't even convince people it's her picture on their license. She don't even look like Kathleen Turner anymore.
V.I. Warshawski.
Yeah, I'm V.I. Warshawski. What's that, honey? You're getting a ticket. Don't you think I'm sexy? I'm sexy Kathleen Turner.
Cereal mom.
I can get any man.
Eyes bugging out of her head.
Fake accents.
Yeah.
Boy, you're being tough on her today.
She deserves it. I'm the most beautiful man in the world. I can make fun of anybody in their appearance.
New York's list of dream neighbors include Henry Kissinger and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Dream neighbors?
Yes, they did some survey, I don't know who, but they asked people in New York who they'd love to live next door to.
They're wrong. It's me who's the dream neighbor. I don't do anything. I just sit in my house and I'm quiet.
Oh, come on.
My neighbors are busy. They're cutting down trees. They don't know what to do.
So the women chose Henry Kissinger.
You move to an area for beautiful trees. They're busy cutting down trees. I can't win.
And the men chose Michelle Pfeiffer.
I sit there. I sit by myself.
I'm talking.
Oh.
Stop going on about yourself.
No.
After Michelle was Barbara Walters, Cindy Crawford, Barbara Streisand, Lauren Hutton, Madonna, and Kim Basinger.
Oh, that's stupid. It's a stupid survey. A dream neighbor, Barbara Walters. Why? What, you going to look through the window and vomit? Watch the hair fall out of her head?
I'd rather be homeless.
Yeah, right. I'll sell my house. How's that? She's a dream neighbor. Dream neighbor, at least, would be like Cindy Crawford. You can look in the window and watch her get undressed.
How did you get so full of piss and vinegar today?
I don't know. I'm just upset with the news.
After Kissinger, women wanted to share an elevator with John F. Kennedy Jr., Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Alec Baldwin.
Robert De Niro will give you the time of day.
Tom Cruise, and Woody Allen. Woody Allen made that list.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll take naked pictures of you like he did with Soon Yi.
Or steal your daughter.
Right.
Amazing.
My dream neighbor is Barbara Bush. I look at her, and then you look at her, and you feel good about your own wife. You go, man, what a piece of ass I got. Look at that guy was the president. Look what he's married to. I'll never complain. You're married to a one-legged woman. You don't care. with breast cancer, and you're like, wow, I'm doing good. At least my wife don't look like my grandmother.
I heard that Joan Rivers made a couple of mistakes on that pre-Oscar show.
Who would notice? 3 people get E.
I had to read about it in the paper.
Yeah, it's not like Joan Rivers makes a mistake and it's going to be, the mistake she made was doing that pre-Oscar show. Shows everyone how her career is going.
Oh, you stop, I can't talk.
No, come on. Joan Rivers.
Anthony Hopkins shows up and he's got this woman standing next to him, and Joan says, "Who is this, your wife?" And it was his mother.
Because it probably was a woman that it looks like he should be married to.
I guess so, but this is Hollywood.
Yeah.
You should know better than the woman looked like Barbara Bush.
Right.
These guys don't marry that. So he was kind of insulted.
Insulted. That's a nice compliment to the mother.
Well, I'm sure she felt good about it, but Anthony thought it didn't do much for his reputation.
He looks like he's 100 years old, I guess.
Let me see what else I want to talk about today.
I slept with my mother-in-law.
Oh, stop it. Tonight on Eye on America, the Connie Chung news magazine, they're going to go in and profile again a lot of these people who adopted Romanian children after the wall came down. It seems that 85% of these children suffer from serious medical and developmental problems that were not revealed until after the adoption.
So can you return them?
No. Some parents now find themselves strapped with unexpected financial and emotional burdens.
Yeah, they had to have a baby. They got to go to Romania.
Oh, they rushed right over there as soon as they saw there were white babies to adopt.
They had to have a white baby. You go over. Just take one of these black babies. Get over it.
At least they'll tell you what they've got.
Yeah, all they got is lead poisoning from the paint chips in the ghetto. In Romania, God knows what they have. That's why they're Romanians. That's why they're not successful. Want to adopt a Romanian? Gee, it's a real shock. They're brain dead.
One kid had a shopping list of problems, they say here, including hepatitis B, which is a life-threatening virus. So they're now suing their adoption agency for $1 million. But you actually should be investigating the TV shows that brought us this good news that there were white babies to adopt.
Yeah.
You know, these people wouldn't have known about it had the TV stations not run over there to those orphanages.
I said it at the time that Romanians aren't white.
What do you mean by that?
They kind of look white, but they're not real white.
I don't understand what you're saying.
They're defective.
Oh, anything not white is defective?
No, Romanians are defective. I didn't say anything not white.
You're saying they're not white. They look white to me.
No, they're not.
All right.
Those aren't real white people.
Oh, you. And finally this morning there seems to be a dilemma for the Daytime Emmy Academy.
I would like to ask people what they would rather have, a defective white baby or a healthy black baby.
Well, why don't you do a poll right now?
I'm going to do that. Not now. I'm going home.
Oh, okay. Didn't want to overwork you.
Right.
But there's a dilemma at the Emmys.
Don't
at the
say it.
Academy over there.
Don't say what it is. Keep people hanging in. We'll be back.
Stop?
Yeah, we got to do one last break.
Oh,
and then we'll tell you what's wrong at the Emmys.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Glad to be back, Robin. What is, you were telling us about something about the Emmys, I believe.
Yes, there's a little bit of a dilemma. They don't know. Last year they rewarded the Ricky Lake Show with a Emmy nomination.
Really?
But
For what?
this year they're not so sure they want to recognize any of the talk shows with the Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Jerry Springer kind of format.
Why? They're not real TV shows?
Well, they want to be more politically correct, I think, is what they're saying here. They're trying to take the high road and show that they don't really appreciate these trashy talk shows.
Look, people watch them in droves. They love it. Jenny Jones beats Letterman and Leno. The point is, you shouldn't reward the host. You should reward these producers who line up these mental cases to come on and admit to things. The hosts don't do anything. I mean, to me, they're all interchangeable. Gordon Elliott, Richard Bay, Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, Montel Williams. They're all the same. It's the same guy.
You know what the nominees were? Oprah Winfrey, Phil Donahue, Lisa Gibbons, Regis Philbin, and Kathy Lee Gifford.
Well, first of all, Lisa Gibbons, I don't know anyone who even sees that. I'm sure that's going to be canceled. And Phil Donahue takes the high road, but nobody watches. He's
on it alone.
Yeah, he's good, but you don't want to win awards. You want to get ratings. And Regis and Kathy Lee are nothing. They're garbage. That's just garbage television. They have no talent. They're nothing. She's easy on the eyes. That's about the best I could say for the two of them. But
it's a talk show, Howard.
Right. It's no talk show. What are they talking about, though? I don't even know what they're talking about.
Nobody can tell.
I'm not even sure they're talking. I'm not even sure that it's them talking. I think they're moving their lips. Someone else is doing the talking.
Somebody's working them?
Yeah, but these shows, this Ricky Lake, all this, these shows, these are good shows. The problem is they don't know who to reward. You can't reward Ricky Lake. She's nobody.
Well, you know, I like the concept they use in nighttime. They usually nominate a particular segment, not just the show in general.
Oh, right. You have one episode.
Yeah, it's always, you know, David Letterman episode number, blah, 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 blah.
Right. It used to be like Ricky Lake, lesbians who make love to their mother-in-law.
Right, yeah.
Right.
If they did that, they'd have to nominate the best show that day.
Right.
And finally today, just a little note to the people at Hot Copy.
That's the Daily News?
Yes. They make a little snide remark about my book. They have a little blurb in there about something I talk about in the book, a little story about Tom Hanks.
First, you're going to include in the news?
Yes.
Your book?
Yes.
Oh, boy. Are you nervous? You'll do fine. Don't worry.
No, I just happened to see this. I don't mind. I wouldn't have mentioned this had there not been this little comment at the end that says, where is it? Sounds like she definitely has a future in trashy sex novels.
No, I read the piece. It said that you tell in your book
yes,
that you were standing at a hotel.
Right.
And Tom Hanks came over to you and hugged you. Right?
Yes, this is the story.
And from what I read, that Tom Hanks hugged you, and somehow you imply he was physical with you in some way, right?
He sort of threw himself on me.
Right. And then what happened?
Around me.
And then he, what?
But it was at my back. I couldn't see who this was.
Right.
And then somebody dragged him up because he thought I worked at the same network he did. I had my NBC employee folder with me.
Yeah. Now, so they said that...
And I said, once unfettered, I could look my attacker in the eye, and that's when they say...
Oh, that you wrote it as like a
sounds
sexy...
like she definitely has a interest in trashy sex novels.
I don't know.
Well, I've heard A.J. Benza speak, and I don't believe he writes this column.
What are you trying to... what are you trying to say about Tom Hanks, though? I don't understand that in the book.
I'm not trying to say anything about it.
Are you saying he was coming on to you?
First day in New York.
But let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
What is really going on there between you and Tom Hanks?
Nothing is going on between me and Tom Hanks.
Oh.
I walk into this hotel. A guy comes over and goes, oh, we work for the same network, and wraps his arms around me and puts his head on my shoulder. And I couldn't see who it was, and I thought, oh, my God, I'm being accosted in the lobby of a hotel by some person who's had maybe a little too much to drink. I don't know, because I don't know who's hugging me.
Was he drinking? You don't know.
I don't know. I didn't smell anything. It was just like, I work for the same network, and his head is on my shoulder. And then when he was pulled off, somebody came by and said, no, Tom, you work for WABC or ABC. And when I looked at him, I realized it was Tom Hanks.
But there's no scam. He's not related to you, is he?
No, not at all.
He wasn't coming on like it wasn't like a cousin hitting on you or something.
No, nothing like that.
Because there is some very heavy stuff in there.
Very.
In that book.
Yes, it is.
People coming on to you who shouldn't have been. Tell about the George Bush the time that he tried to have sex with you.
George Bush did not try to have sex with me.
Tell the story.
Very charming man. Did I talk about George Bush in there?
No, but I was just trying to get you to talk about it. What about when Hitler made eyes at you in D.C.? Talk about the time.
You know I met George Bush, but
I know you met Hitler, too.
Well, that was Jackie. I'm not that old.
Right. Oh, Jackie met Hitler.
He was coming on to Jackie.
I see.
That's in Jackie's book.
Well, anyway, I'm anxious to...
You've already read it, so don't say you're anxious to read it.
I'm anxious to read it again.
When are you going to expose to me the 20 things you think I didn't do?
Well, wait till the book comes out. You promote the book. It's not even in the store.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I just
wait
wondered
till
if
next
you
week.
plan to do that or
yes.
not.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be a good segment.
I asked the question. I didn't say do it.
Jackie's up to chapter 3. He said he was sick last night. It didn't matter. He had to read.
I got up to chapter 3 and then I burnt the book.
Frightened you. So that's it. That's what's happening.
That's it?
Yep.
You want to give me the plugs, Jackie, or am I going to sit here all day?
I don't know if you were done with her. I don't know.
I'm not done with her. I'm just thinking about when it would be best to discuss this with her. You should Jackie after you read 3 chapters.
You're kidding. I didn't say anything. He hasn't said anything.
What happened? Did our parents read this?
You know, Robin, how you used to think we were in here talking about you? Now we are.
See, I can't tell anymore.
Oh, man.
Now we are. Depend on it.
Why don't you just stick a knife in her mother's head? Jackie the Joke Man Martling. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette.
I beg to differ with you.
Wait till the book comes out. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette, it's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. And tomorrow night, 2 big shows for Jackie at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland. For jokes and info, call 516-9221. Remember, 516-9221 is not a pay service.
See, I was going to come to see Jackie, but now that I hear he's talking about me, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't go see him.
I'm the only one.
Why don't you just leave a copy on everybody's doorstep?
Yeah, that was a good comment. Why doesn't Robin just go to Baltimore and leave it on the neighbor's doorsteps? Tonight, Pink Fred at Brews, 34th and Lexington, Manhattan. That's Fred's band. Join Baba Booey this Saturday at the Grand Ole, 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 Saturday